systems. Terminator online.
Hey everybody, what's happening? It's Friday, and I thought we'd do something really cool. I thought we would try a totally new game that hasn't even been out yet. The Kickstarter's out, the beta, the quick start is out, and stuff like that. But it was just too cool, like, not to get involved with, and so I grabbed like a few awesome people. Oh shit, here comes the fucking hype train. I can't believe it already.
Yes.
Amazing. You guys are the best.
I still don't understand it, but I'm gonna.
I don't listen, if there's a train and there's hype and you put the two together, it's like, you can't get away from how cool that is.
It's our favorite things.
So thank you guys for the hype train. So I grabbed some cool people who you see like in a semicircle underneath in this, whatever. They're here in the fucking overlay. And I was like, hey, there's a Terminator RPG. Interested? Question mark. And like immediately, like 3 people were like,
Word for word.
Me,
Yeah.
I was one of those people.
yeah.
Yes.
And so I said,
Level 3 hype train already.
I said, come with me if you want to live.
Sorry, Matt. Gifted a few heads ups.
Okay, that's enough of that. That will not happen again this stream. And instead, I also took a complete relative Terminator 1 newbie, excuse me, which is this guy right over here. To my left, as you're seeing him on screen, who is Septur. Septur's never seen the original Terminator, but did so for the first time tonight. Just before the stream. So Septur, let us know how did that go? How did that work out for you?
What if he hated it?
Oh, no.
It's okay. Then I just kick him off the stream.
Oh, no, yeah.
Find someone else. There are a lot of people who want to play this fucking game. So.
No, yeah, the movie was great. I mean, I was watching it with a buddy of mine. He's luckily in chat right now, Wrench.
What's up, Wrench?
Yeah.
And so, no, yeah, I really liked how, like, this movie was definitely, like, more horror focused, making the machines seem like they are, like, unstoppable. Like, they will just keep coming until you are basically dead. Like, it was just like, it was dark. It was like,
that's super
80s.
sexy. I'll just gotta be honest. That's super sexy.
Like, it was so 80s as well. But
Yeah.
Like,
But you're right. The first movie is definitely much more of a horror movie than the second.
It's basically like the same treatment like the Alien series, where like the first movie is like a horror focus, and then the second one's like more like actiony and fun. So
James Cameron,
like,
both movies. Just FYI.
And then it just feels like after the first two movies, they just go downhill from there. But like,
James,
You're not
he just
wrong.
sucks all the life out of a franchise and just goes, "Bleh. Here you go, have fun."
yeah.
It's your baby
But
now.
otherwise, I mean, I'm definitely planning on watching the second one like later for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it before the first session for our session.
Fantastic.
Oh
Yeah,
no, yeah.
This is a session 0 for what ostensibly will be our playthrough of the Terminator RPG Quick Start. Now, for those of you who are like, what? There's a fucking Terminator RPG? Yes. Number one, yes. Number 2, it came out, I think, last year, like late last year. It was kickstarted. It went bongos, and everyone loved it. And I myself, of course, was one of them, and contributed to its amazing success. Now they've come out with the core book, which I think is going to be shipping in the next 4 to 6 weeks. I've been in touch with the Nightfall Games peeps. They are super psyched about us streaming this shit right in the middle of their publish, and I couldn't be happier because we also have some really cool giveaways. That's right, giveaways for some discounted codes, which will happen on that stream. So, okay, not tonight, right? Not tonight, but on May 19th. We will be doing session 1 of, hopefully 1, of, although you never know. I mean, with us, it's like session 1 of 1, and then we're like, and we'll see you again next week, because we just love to fucking roleplay this shit. But Terminator is like, it's tight, it's concise. You got to get in and do the, like, very little, like, character development, or just the character development that matters, and then bam, action, then bam, chase, and then bam, horrible robot combat. So...
And robots fall, you all die.
Yes, exactly. Robots fall, you all die. I love that. Clunk, clunk. But yeah, May 19th. Oh, look at you with the comics.
Nice.
No, these are not the comics.
What are they?
DVDs.
Oh, the DVDs. I remember
1, 2, and
DVDs. I remember
Nice.
those. You put them in a
There you go.
machine, and then you push them in the machine, and then the thing would spin
Yeah.
around. And yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
And then you discover it's got a scratch on it halfway through, and you pull it out.
And you gotta-
do everything you did.
you gotta
to
rub
buff
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit. Trevel.
Level 4? Have you hit a level 4 hype train before, Matt?
No, I have never hit a hype
Holy
a train
shit.
level 4 before. So I'm gonna have a drink.
Your viewers are awesome.
We love our viewers, and hopefully they love us for
I
what
love
we
them
give them.
too. Yeah.
Here's what we got.
Well, we got the highest on level 3 during an Aliens stream.
That's
so-
true, we did.
They love our scary sci-fi shit, man.
Terminator, Aliens, what could be left? Blade Runner, maybe?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Mhm.
Yeah, Free League just knows the right places to touch me. That's all I have to say.
I mean, me too. I love all of
Heyo.
it.
You know how the right places to
So
touch me,
good.
Sarah? Sarah,
Are we-
whoa,
No,
hey, this
Free
is
League
a-
knows that we're fighting over Free League, Matt. That's
I'm
what
gonna have
this
another
is.
drink.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Maybe. Anywho, we talked enough. Let me just quickly introduce the folks around me in case you haven't met these awesome folks. We've met Septur. Septur's been here since fucking forever. So if you don't know Septur by now, go on our YouTube channel. And Sarah, of course, who's one of our regulars as well. And RedPlatinum, down here in the bottom left, also on our awesome Ravenloft stream, a new addition to the crew. And then we got these folks over here, like
Hey.
top, over here,
Hey.
top and bottom.
Don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, head scroll. I apologize. This is your first Slices and Dices, like official Slices and Dices stream with us, though.
We have been dreaming of this moment since the moment we stalked you
Okay.
several months ago. And I private messaged Mike and I was like, this DM's voice sounds like butter, and I will die trying to be their friends.
Hey,
And look at us
They've
now.
also got their own Here
We're
DM
we
so
are.
excited to
actually.
be here.
hey,
You didn't even have to die.
I know. But
hey, you.
I'm most
Hey.
happy about
Hey.
that. Don't.
I died in your game, but you didn't have to die.
Yeah.
You did die in my game.
Ashley and
Spoilers.
Mike, do us a favor and let's hit some intros. Ashley first. Ashley, introduce
Hi.
yourself.
Thank you so much for having us. We're sincerely so stoked to be on your stream because we love you guys. Mike and I were just talking about how there's a lot of weird parallels between your group and ours. Like our group has a DM named Matt G. We both have a Michael, kind of. You guys have a red, we have a blue. And Mike goes, and you and Sarah are basically the same person, which, we're vibing. But yeah,
That's awesome.
she's a cooler version of me, I feel like.
Aww.
This is like that scene in
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes,
where, like,
they just
Yeah, that's what it
watch.
is. That's exactly what we thought of when we first watched a stream. We're like, they have a Matt G. Let's see if he can. We call him. Our Matt G does not like it when we call this Matt G new and improved Matt G.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
So
call our
I'm-
Matt G OG
Yeah.
Matt G.
Yeah, exactly.
OG Magic.
There's just too many
So,
Matts.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Just too many Matts.
Matt.
It's Matt's all the way down.
Definitely a
So,
mirror verse. Thank you, Lil Oz.
Well,
Still
I'm
need
from
to
a-
get that DMG off.
You know, just put us all in like one group with characters on a PvP
Yeah.
like kind of deal
Yeah.
with no DM.
PvP between two teammates.
No
Matt
DM.
Coble,
Make
Matt
it happen.
Mercer.
Age
Whoever
match.
wins, whoever wins gets to host Critical Role.
Oh my god. Okay,
That's a lofty promise.
I have not introduced myself at all. I'm sorry.
go ahead, Ashley. Yes, please.
We are
So
the
me and Mike are from a stream called Mates of Fate at Mates of Fate if you want to check us out, or www.matesoffate.com. You remember in the 90s when we did the WWWs?
W's.
I'm down with the kids. I'm poggers.
Oh my.
I don't know what that word means. I learned that word yesterday from a young person.
Pog champ. You're a pog
Anyway,
champ.
we stream twice a week. We stream 2 awesome homebrewed campaigns Thursday nights and Saturday nights on Twitch. So yeah, give us a follow. Give us a shout. We'd love to see you, and we're super stoked to be here. So thanks for having us, guys.
All right. And Mike.
Yeah. I'm Mike. My socials, is it here? Yeah.
It's
here.
right below.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
So Brunnen Brewery, which is Instagram profile I've had forever because I love home brewing beer, but it's also the name of a character that died in our Thursday game maybe about a year ago.
Songs of Creation.
Songs of
I'm
Creation.
still not over it.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm super happy to be here. I'm a huge fan of the Terminator movies, so I just can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you so much, both of you guys, for being part of our Crazy Madness. Now, if you guys were expecting, I don't know, gameplay, we may in fact get to some, a little bit. But this is really mainly for us. So if you have questions as you're watching this, like if you're like interested to learn about a new system, awesome. We want to hear about it. This system is actually based on a relatively, I wouldn't say esoteric, not lesser known. It's a system from a game company called Nightfall Games, and it is based on, it's a system called the S5S system. They use it in one of their preeminent games, which is called SLA Industries, and a variant of that particular system is going to be used here for the Terminator RPG. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and read the quick start, and I've given it to these folks. And the quick start has pre-generated characters to use with the quick start adventure, which we'll be playing, or mission. Actually, I don't call it adventure because God, it's no adventure, folks. But the mission itself is going to be done on May 19th. So we'll lead up into it and stuff like that. And you'll meet the characters that these folks are playing. You'll see their names under their socials right now. So Ashley's playing Basset, and Mike is playing Harper, and Sarah's playing
You mean above the
Tony.
socials?
What's that, right?
You said underneath the socials. It's above
The socials. I can't tell what's above what anymore, man. I'm like 3 glasses in. Yes, above, below. It doesn't really matter when you're dead. Thank you. Red.
betwixt and between.
Yes, Red is playing Minguez, and Septur's
Yeah, I
playing
don't even know how to say the word.
Minguez. Yes, Minguez. And Septur's playing Davis. All of these characters you will sort of meet along the way, but I mean, you can see they're hardened future war soldiers in the year 2029 or 2020 or 2030 or something like that.
The distant future.
In the distant future.
I think the distant future was like 2000.
It
Yeah.
still is.
But I also just watched Terminator 1, though not for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, when they're just like blah 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 2029, I'm like, shit, this is only 7 years away.
Yeah. Well, technically, the future, like, this is the great thing about the core rule book, is it in the very first, I would say probably first quarter to a third of the book, it gives a rundown of all of the elements of what leads up to, like a timeline of what leads up to the future war with the machines, like how Skynet becomes sentient and how it launches the missiles against Russia and what Russia does. It also brings in all of the elements, not only from the movies, but from the awesome Dark Horse comic books.
Cool.
Now,
Which I just read. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, for doing that, because they're
I have
so
not,
good.
and I
So
want
good.
to.
Oh God. Coming from a kid of like like in college in the 90s, picking up these comic books from Dark Horse. So good. Like, obviously the movie kicked the Terminator up a notch, but these comics just bring in all kinds of lore. You see Terminators in different eras. You see Terminators in different environments. You see Terminators of different like looks, right? They don't all look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They look like, some of them look like old men. Some of them look like females. Some of them look like kids. Some of them look like dogs. There's all kinds of Terminators all over the place, and they're all figuring into this comic book series, which plays heavily in this particular RPG. So, what is core and what is canon to this RPG? Let's talk about this for a sec, because there's a lot of Terminator movies. Some are good. Some are So what is considered canon for the Terminator RPG? Well, it is technically the first movie. That's it. That's why it's called the Terminator RPG. It's not Terminator RPG, because everything after the Terminator is Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Terminator... Fuck me.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, it's all like Terminator, because franchise, money. No, this is all about the core of that movie specifically, which is robot goes back in time to try to kill Sarah Connor to prevent her child. Spoilers, by the way, in case you haven't fucking seen this movie. Why are you watching this stream if you haven't? To prevent the humans from winning the war in the future. So a lot of tension, chases, horror, pressure, indomitable. I can't say the word. Indomitable. Did I say that right? No, I didn't.
No.
Indomitable. Someone say it for me.
Indomitable.
Thank you, everyone. But I can say this. Machines, almost impossible to destroy. And the concept of, is fate reversible? Is fate changeable or mutable? Those kind of like mindfucks really like bring you into the lore of this movie, and make it much more than just like robot killing machine. Like, it's that whole like thing that which James Cameron obviously did such an amazing justice to all of us watching this movie. That's it. I've talked enough. Why don't we get into the actual role-playing game itself? Yeah?
Yeah.
Super.
Let's do it.
Okay. For those of you watching at home, this will be about, I don't know, two and a half hours long. Maybe at the end we'll show you how combat works, because that's probably, of all the different things, except for maybe hacking. That's right. You can hack machines, and like it for those of you at home who may know Cyberpunk, it's essentially kind of like the Cyberpunk RPG. In that, like, it shows you a network diagram, and you go node for node and try to roll your skills against it to help you do certain things with computers. But that said, let's go right into the rules guide. Why did I say it like that? I have no idea. Okay, what I've done for you folks here in stream is I've sent you this very distilled version of the quick start, which for the most part, I would say 90 to 95% of the rules in the quick start are in the mainstay of the core book. They have, of course, taken a lot of feedback from the quick start itself, the beta version of this quick start, and used it to fashion what they hope will be a much more expansive experience in the general core rules. So, for example, there are things in the quick start that are changed in the core rules, and there are things that are in the core rules that are not in the quick start at all, like rules for vehicles, rules for chases, rules for specific kinds of Terminators that you won't see in the quick start. But for the most part, folks, here in stream and out, we are going to be using these rules from the quick start to show you how the Terminator RPG works. Okay, let's start. So, what do we know about the rules? Well, let's go to the next page. Like I said before, the rules are such. They are based on the S5S system, which at its core, it is basically all about D10s. No D20s in this system, my friends. It's all about the D10s. You have essentially up to 6 D10s. I know that really looks weird in that font. It's 6 D10s per player with one kind of die called a success die, which is a specific D10 that it's usually colored a different color, so you can tell it's different. And then up to 5 skill die, based on the SLA 2nd edition RPG. What this means is you will be using these to perform cinematic feats that defy the norm and impress audiences. That's the whole reason for this whole system in and of itself. SLA audience is very a cinematic kind of thing, and there are all kinds of things that you can use that seem kind of crunchy at first, but actually when you come down to it, really are kind of impressive when you use it the right way.
Have you used this system in other games, Matt?
I have only played it once. I played the SLA Industries system about 4 years ago.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'll try the SLA Industries system. And at first I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what, but the game master for the SLA Industries system was so well versed in this system. He helped so much. And this was before I used Roll20 for it. So, but now that there's a Roll20 SLA's Industries character sheet, it's just easy.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, there's very little math one has to do when you're using these character sheets in Roll20.
Cool.
Okay. There is a couple of really cool mechanisms. One called the Fate mechanism, which allows players to alter or re-roll dice results. Fate is a resource. Some people have a lot of fate. Some people not so much. Some people have 0 fate, depending on the way your character is built. Fate is essentially, when we get to it, you will see that fate you can spend it, and it's kind of like inspiration in a way. It allows you to re-roll certain things and allows you to increase your chances to succeed. But fate, as I say here, is a finite resource and should not be used frivolously, because once fate is gone, it's very, very hard to win it back. Okay, moving on. Character creation. Now, here's a question for y'all folks. We already have pre-gens, right? We have one for every single one of y'all, which is great because that way I don't have to worry about making characters. But it is kind of important to understand how characters are. And I'm not going to run through character generation since we're not doing it. But I want you to understand how character sheets work in this system so that you can be a little bit more versed with how to use your sheet rather than just like, what button do I push? I don't know. Where's the skill for that? Which skills?
Yes, please, to that. Yes, please. Thank you. You're saying what I'm going to be.
No, it's totally fine. In your voice. Yeah. Barney, what happened? In all seriousness, though, this character sheet is not small, but it's it's not like, there are a certain number of skills and traits and stuff like that you will, if you look at your character sheets in Roll20, you'll see that there's a lot of buttons to push. So you got to know which ones do what and stuff like that.
Just don't press the DM button.
Yeah, By the way, this is the interesting thing. In Terminator, this is kind of cool. DMs, there's no DM. There's no GM. My title is Director.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm the director.
So don't press the director button.
Yeah, don't push yes.
Don't push the director's buttons. That's how you die.
Yeah, and yes, 100%.
Robots fall.
Robots fall. You die.
Robots fall, you will die.
Basically, character generation works like this. There are essentially 7 classes. Sorry, 8 classes. Engineer, grunt, hacker, historian, medic, pilot, scout, and strategist. Now, these are classes that can be used in any time period. It doesn't have to be future war. So you can actually play a PC in 1984 who is a historian, or 1984 who is a medic, or 1984 who is a pilot. And it doesn't have to be just 1984. Everyone's like, oh, Terminator, 1984. It could be like 1902. Terminator at like, yeah, exactly. Terminator in like, 1930s era Chicago.
Yes,
Nice.
that sounds
That'd be
awesome.
fun.
If you think
21,
killing a
30,
Terminator in
if you really
Tommy
1984 is
guns for
bad.
everyone.
Just stab him to death.
Yeah.
We think we're starting Call of Cthulhu, and then robots show up. Like, what am I playing? It's gonna-
Terminator into like colonial era, like Boston. Right? Give me liberty or give me cock.
Terminator in feudal Japan.
Oh, I want to see that in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So many ways.
Yeah, humans using the black powder pistols.
Right.
And then the Terminators using lasers.
In all seriousness, though, Terminators have just as much of besides them being robots and having a certain amount of physical strength and obviously certain abilities that humans don't, they are at the same disadvantage in those time periods than they would be if they weren't in the future war. Like, they don't have futuristic weaponry. You can't bring weapons back from the future because they're not, like, unless they're encased in flesh. Exactly. Yes, Wrench, fighting Terminators in the Napoleonic era.
Oh my god.
I'm down for it. Let's go.
Terminator on the Spanish Armada.
Just throw them in the water. They sink. They're like 800 pounds. So those are the 8 classes. Allocate stats. Obviously, every game system has stats. Determine hope. Hope is also another resource that you guys can use for certain cool shit. Allocate skill points, which everybody has skills for. I'm just waiting for Septur to hit himself in the face with that gun. And yes, again, like he does every stream.
Jurassic period.
Jurassic period.
Really?
Fighting Terminators during the Jurassic period.
Yeah.
And then accidentally turn his camera off.
Yeah, it'll happen. Determine traits. Traits are kind of cool / potentially harmful things for your character, but they make them much more fleshed out. No pun intended. Factor in figured stats like hit points and willpower. These are things that are created by your actual character creation. And then finishing touches, like what does your character look like? What do they sound like? What kind of problems do they have? What was their family life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? All that kind of stuff. That's character creation in a nutshell. Let me just do something very quickly. There we go. Okay, and then let's move on to the next slide. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right. Roles. Yes. Okay, so each role, and these are roles or skills, or sorry, classes, allows for base stats. So when you pick a specific class, it comes with base stats already. Just in the same way that Dungeons & Dragons gives you, like, okay, if you, unless you choose Tasha's, you get certain racial bonuses. In the same way, roles have their own specific base stats, skills, and a resistance ability, which is like a cool-ass thing that your character role can do. In the example I show here, these 2 roles, Scout and Grunt. The Scout can do a certain thing called Heightened Awareness. They can choose to spend a point of fate to reroll any or all dice during a detect, stealth, or tracking skill test. We'll get to skills test, obviously, in a sec. And Scouts add 1 to their initiative bonus, making them likely to act before others in combat. We'll also get to initiative, obviously, when we get to that later. And Grunts, they're the tough mofos, right? They have a lot of physical training. When they spend a point of fate on any strength or dexterity-related skill test, instead of any normal benefit, they can opt to trade any one of their skill dice for the success dice. This is something you may be like nodding along and you're like, I don't know what the fuck that is saying. It's fine. It's totally cool. We're going to be working our way through this. Okay. But suffice it to say, each role has their own cool shit. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Stats. There are 7 of them. And you can group these, 6 out of the 7, into 3 categories, which we'll get into soon. Body, brain, and bravado. I fucking love that, by the way.
Yeah.
So body is strength and dexterity. Self-explanatory. Brain is knowledge and concentration. And bravado is charisma and cool. Strength is any physical feat that you can do, including jumping and athletics and swimming and all that kinds of crazy shit. Dexterity is how fast you can move and how with your hands, feet, etc. Knowledge is I would call it book smarts. What stuff do you know from training and all that kind of stuff? Concentration is kind of like wisdom, but it's a little bit more than that. It's how well you can focus on a certain task. Hackers use concentration. Without it, they suck. Charisma is how well you can speak or will your way out of a specific problem, whether it be through intimidation or manipulation or persuasion. And cool is just the aura that you exude, that you don't have to even say anything to get what you want. Those are the 6 out of the 7. And fate, as we said before, is a sort of finite resource that you utilize to do cool shit. Now, ranks in each stat can go from 0 to 6. Most, when you start at, level whatever, there's no leveling mechanic in this particular game. You use experience points to up your cool stuff, your skills and stuff like that, but there's no leveling mechanic, just like in Aliens. But starting characters usually will go with their ranks between 1 and 3. At least their starting stats, anyway. You can increase those to some degree as well, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, moving on to the next slide. When you want to increase your stats, depending on your role or class, you can increase them to a certain maximum amount. The maximum for certain classes being, I think, up to 6. And for others, you get a certain number of 5s. So, for example,
looks like the only one who gets a 6 is the pilot, or is pilot and grunt.
Pilot, grunt, and historian, actually.
Oh, historian does have one.
Yes, historian has the ability, their knowledge can go up to 6. It's always good to have an egghead on your team, especially if they want to understand, I don't know, about, say, Skynet. But yeah.
Now, maybe you're getting to this, Matt, but comparing this table to my character sheet, for example, I am Harper, so I am the grunt. I see that I have knowledge of 1 in my PDF, but here it says 0. I'm assuming that's because there's a modifier that comes in a bit.
That is correct, and I think it's also because the way that this character was created, there was a trade-off between the initial knowledge and, like, in your particular character and the characters that they create, so that our
characters we're not level 1.
Essentially correct, but for example, Harper, who is a grunt, should have, according to this table, 1 in knowledge, but he doesn't. Why? I don't know. I think it's probably because, here's a question: are all of the other initial values the same?
No.
Yeah, none of mine are the initial values either. So that's why I'm just assuming that our characters are not level 1.
I feel like the quick. Well, here's the thing. I think that the quick start characters are different from the stat limits here, because the stat limits that what you're seeing here is character creation actually isn't done in the quick start because there's no need to. So we're sort of bringing in the ability to create characters from the core rule book. So what they probably did was they took a couple numbers and they switched them around because they didn't know the character classes that they were going to create when they were doing the quick start. Now they do. And so they're sort of showing it here. Honestly, I think it's still going to be pretty good considering your current skills in that, traits. Oh God, numbers in that stat.
Cool.
And I mean, we could just say they're hero stats.
Some of them are. I don't think any of your stats though are over 6.
No. All right. So my cool factor is 4. Is anyone cooler than I am?
I am as cool as you are.
Well, we knew that.
I'm on 2.
All right, so I'm the coolest. Okay, good.
Oh no, I got
tied.
5. I got 5.
Ooh.
There you
You're
go.
the coolest. You're the coolest.
Well, I think I'm cool.
You know why you're cool?
Is
You know why you're
actually cool?
No, Harper's cool because Harper's missing an eye.
That's right. Yeah.
Harper's missing an eye, and he has
nice.
blue hair.
Blue hair.
And I think Harper is a they, though. I think.
That's right. Harper is a they. Thank you very much for bringing that into consideration. Super duper.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on down to the next one. All about hope. So hope works like this.
It's not Hope's last day.
It's not Hope's last day. Totally different franchise. Related. Hope works like this. You have hope points. You have up to 3 hope points, but they can be used in the 3 sort of, I would call it super groupings of body, brains, and bravado. The way it works is you take a look at what you have in body, brains, and bravado, and the way that you determine those numbers are by looking at the 2 skills that are equal to that particular grouping. So, for example, body is strength and dex, brains is concentration and knowledge, and bravado is cool and charisma. If you take a look at those three groupings, and you see which ones are the highest, 2 hope points are allocated to the highest, 1 hope point is allocated to the second highest, and 0 hope points is allocated to the one that you have the least amount of skill in. Which means that you can spend hope points on a variety of things during the game, but for the most part, you can spend hope points on these things that you see. Body, brain, and bravado allow you to do feats during the game by spending these points. So let's say, for example, Harper, who's probably he's got a sick body, yo. I think that your strength and dex total is probably the highest. So you have probably a 2 in body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm cut like marble.
Amazing, 100%. You have the ability to spend during any one game 2 points of hope on any of the feats in body. Each with the associated costs in the sheet that you see here. So you can spend 2 points of your 2 points of hope in body to do an impossible feat. When faced with a physical situation that would otherwise be seemingly impossible, the character experiences a sudden rush of adrenaline, allowing for incredible feats. Using this feat allows the character to jump a gap between rooftops, smash through a wall, avoid a speeding vehicle, or scale the face of a building that seems impossible to climb. This feat should be used only to remove...
opening the steel door.
Yes. Opening a steel door, impossible. This feat should be only used to remove the character from serious danger, such as when outrunning a Terminator or creating an escape for their squad.
Cool.
Just real quick, and so it's actually like on Harper, it's 411 for my hope points, which is probably the same deal as the other ones, right? Maybe they can't.
Mine's 402.
So you can add hope points. You have a certain amount of points to add to hope. Mm-hmm. Once you have 2, 1, and 0, then you can add additional hope points onto that so that everybody has the same amount. So let's check and see. Harper, how many total hope points do you have in body, brains, and bravado?
It'll be 6.
Does everyone have 6 hope points total?
Is it called hope on
no,
the sheet?
It's a compilation of body, brains, and bravado.
Okay, yeah, I also have 6 then.
Yeah.
6.
Fantastic. There you go.
I think I only have 3.
Check your hope. Check your body, brains, and bravado, Minguez.
Yeah, because you said the highest gets 2,
No.
the second highest gets 1.
Sorry. So total up your body, your brains, and your bravado, and tell me what number you get.
Yeah, the total of 3. The total of 3 is 6. Yeah.
There you go. So everyone should have 6 points to spend on hope. So they've added on some hope points here. I think that's what you do at the beginning, right? So you start 2, 1, 0, and then you add 3 more in any place that you want.
All right.
Cool.
Super. All right, let's move on. Skills. Skill ranks. This is where we get to the real cool mechanics of this game, because skills are pretty much used for every single thing in the game. You can have up to, normally, 4 ranks in a specific skill. If you have 1, you're skilled, 2, experienced, 3, expert, and 4, you're a specialist, baby. So you have a lot of skills here, folks. Now, does it mean that you can't use a skill if you don't have any ranks in it? No, you can do it. You're just not very good at it. That's all.
Whole life.
You can't spend all day like spending your fucking, typing on computers or shooting pistols all day long to become an expert in pistols. That said, skills are sort of grouped just like stats are into 6 types of skills. Strength skills, dexterity skills, knowledge skills, concentration skills, charisma, cool skills. Normally, when you're making a character, you spend 36 points to rank up your skill. And it costs, just like point buy in Dungeons & Dragons 5e, it costs more points to level up that skill to higher levels, right? So if you rank it from 0 to 1, it costs you 2. From 0 to 2, it costs you 5. And from 0 to 3, it costs you 9.
I'm glad we're using pre-gens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Each role, or class, if you want to call it that, whatever, comes with certain skills automatically. So you can start with these skills and they come at, with whatever ranks they come with automatically. And then you can just buy additional skill points and rank up your skills. And And yeah, I think you should all have, I believe, if you take a look at your character sheets, you should all have, I don't think you have anything in rank 4. You should have,
No.
you should all have, all of your skills should be anywhere between 1, 2, or 3.
Yep.
So,
I have 4.
what do you have 4 in?
Special.
I have 4 in concentration and cool.
No. I'm talking about
Oh, I
specific
see.
skills.
Oh, it's skills.
Yeah, so if you look in your character sheet, you will see skills
Skills,
at the sort of
let's
the
see.
bottom portion of the character sheet.
So I have 4.
I'll have you make a quick scan of that, Red, while we move on to the next one. Let
No,
me know if you have anything over.
Is a 3.
Super. That makes sense. Awesome. Now I'm not going to go through every single skill. Just take a look and see if you see any skill that you're like, I don't know what that means, Matt. What does that mean? Now, also remember that there are certain skills that are for the SLA Industries game and not for Terminator. So, for example, there is a skill called Endurance that you will not see on your character sheet because there is no skill called Endurance in the SLA game. So what I did instead was, because Endurance is a strength-based skill, I took the skill Swimming
Nice.
on your character sheet, and I just ranked you up in. If you have in ranks Endurance, you have ranks in Swimming.
Okay.
Nice.
Because let me tell you something. Nobody swims in the future.
Unless you want to swim in.
Yeah, in like horribly polluted radioactive water.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also noticed that my torture skill falls under cool. Not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that, right? This is
Because cool also, I think, is like your coolness under pressure as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not your ability
I
to
think that's
torture
how it
other
is.
people.
That's how I read it. Is it cool to torture other people?
No, not so much.
Arguable.
Not so much. Let me. I'll check that out during the break. I'm going to sort of put a rabbit ear on that particular skill, and I'll come back to it. Unless it's, it might be in a quick start. It might be in a description of that skill in the quick start. Take a look and see if in the quick start PDF it shows you the torture skill.
What's with all
I'm
the
not going to use it.
what's with all the lang skill? Oh wait, that's language.
Language, yes, sir. That is correct. Now, if you don't have any
I'm guessing
ranks,
that's from the other game.
some of them are, yes. If you don't have any ranks in a specific skill, chances are that skill doesn't exist, and you don't have to worry about it.
Cool.
But if I call for a certain skill to be done during the game, and you're like, I'm looking, I don't see that skill, Matt. I don't see it. It's probably because that skill is replaced with another skill from the SLA's game. But 90%, I would say, of the skills from the SLA's game are mimicked in the Terminator game, which is great.
Cool. Yeah.
And if you're on Roll20, it would be really nice if someone could make a Terminator RPG character sheet. Just saying, if anybody's listening out there.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge, say no more. Here we
Know
go.
what I mean?
Punch.
Okay, we're on to traits. Now, traits are the kind of, I would say, things that flesh you out, make you a little bit more relatable. They give you weaknesses, and I would say, to some degree, depending on the trait that you choose, strengths. But they, the negative traits, when you choose a negative trait, it actually earns you points that you can then spend on positive traits.
Cool.
So if you choose a specific trait that's negative, that does a bad thing for you, like, oh, I don't know, let's say you were addicted to methamphetamines. Well, that would give you, depending on the rank of the trait that you chose for it, like, it's fine, I can handle it, that's rank 1. Or like, I gotta have my fix, man, that's like rank 3. You would have 3 points to spend on positive traits, like, oh, I don't know, exceedingly cool. Or you have really good hearing. Or you are, oh my God, one of the traits is sterile. I mean, that could go either way, honestly, in today's world, right?
That meth head is exceedingly cool.
Okay. Now, I put yeah, go ahead, Michael.
I was gonna say I have no traits, so I'm just like this really like hunk of a dude on the outside, but completely empty on the inside.
100%.
Void
Just
of
a
any
guy.
character.
Just vanilla as vanilla could be. Like, no personality, nothing.
I mean, hell, even for a hacker as me, I got nothing as well.
Yeah, because your life is computers. You don't really have a world in and of itself. Like, Davis is just, I am Davis.
That hits close to home.
I have a positive and a
Jesus.
negative.
I'm
trait.
sorry.
I dig it.
I've got 2 negatives.
Ooh.
Yeah, Minguez got some problems. And sometimes traits can just occur. Like you can have things in this game that give you certain, I don't know, traits. It's very sort of Call of Cthulhu in a way. In that you can have things that, affect you from game to game if you're running a campaign and they give you certain traits. But the good thing is that you can save up those points to, let's say, a certain thing happens in your character history. You can then use those points to buy positive traits. I put in a very big thing here because it's important to me in that mental health is a very serious issue and should not be in any way taken lightly in the context of a role-playing game. Please take care of each other. If you have a specific trait that is like some form of psychosis and you want to roleplay it, just, hash it out with your director. Hash it out with your other players so that you're not either mocking it, making fun of it, or misinterpreting it, that particular condition. Because it can be detrimental to your health and the, I would say, not just your own health to do that to yourself, but also just like other people will not necessarily think better of you in that regard. If, however, you have the full buy-in from your players and your director to do it, and you are well versed, and this does not trigger you or other players, have at it, but be respectful. That's all I have to say. We're all
so wise.
I try not to be. Okay, moving on to what's the next one? Figured stats. These are things that you don't have to worry about because they're already part and parcel of your character creation. Hit points. It's basically your strength plus 15. Willpower. That's like how much mental health you have. That's your cool plus 15. And willpower can be affected in the same way that hit points can, folks. If you are affected by something that frightens or freaks you out as a player, your willpower will decrease.
Cool.
And if your willpower hits a certain threshold, bad things, folks.
Bad things happen.
Things happen.
I love this. I have the most fun in RPGs where my character suffers. So this is going to be great.
Where have you been all my life, Ashley?
And so those willpower points are kind of like sanity points, like Cthulhu.
Yes,
Yeah, very much
exactly.
so.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
similar.
Yeah.
Very
Or
similar.
stress points in Aliens.
Yes. Willpower affects you in certain ways. We'll get to that a little bit further down the line. Movement. Now, for the most part, this game doesn't necessarily require tokens or require maps. But we're cool like shit is here on Slices and Dices, and so we want to have cool-ass maps. And so Jesper Nillsen Cyren, God, I almost fucking up his name. Jesper Nillsen Cyren has been cool enough to supply us with maps for this one-shot.
Thank you.
Because Jesper's so awesome. He is.
And also
this-
gifted a
He's
few
not. He might be a
subs.
dad, but he's
Thank you.
definitely awesome. What was that, Red?
He's also gifted a few subs.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Jesper. Awesome. But yeah, maps. If you want to calculate exactly where you want to be on a map, you want to know how well you can move. And so you have to understand what your movement is. Now, movement is calculated in meters, not feet, meters. So what I've done is on our map, which you will see soon, I've just changed it so that instead of 5 feet, I've made it 1 meter. So every square is 1 meter now instead of 5 feet. Your movement is 2 closing, which means you're moving slowly. If you move slowly and sneakily, you can move 2 meters at a time. Or rushing, you can move 5 meters. The difference between those two types of movement is, obviously, when you're closing, you can do that as part of an action. So, like, when we get to combat, you can close 2 meters and then take an attack, or close 2 meters and then shoot. But if you rush 5 meters, that is your action. You cannot fire, you cannot attack. Rushing is your action, which is kind of cool. And your movement is affected by athletics. So if you have a better athletic score, you can move faster.
How is it improved by athletics? Because I have a +2 in athletics, but my rushing is just 6.
At a
It's
certain
up by
point,
1.
Yeah, that is correct because standard
Okay.
rushing is 5.
But 2 ranks in athletics just only improves it by 1 meter.
That is correct.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah, because it's still just average. 3, you
Okay.
probably get another. I think you'd get another meter if you had 3 ranks in athletics.
Gotcha. Okay.
Encumbrance. Now, here's the thing. In your character sheet, you will see the word encumbrance. We're not going to use encumbrance.
Thank God.
Because I'm not going to give you
We
like
can carry a tank in our back pocket.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
We're not going to worry about encumbrance tonight because there is no willpower statistic on your character sheet.
I noticed that.
Ah.
So what I had to do was I had to say, okay, this character sheet is need a character sheet. Let's go ahead and use willpower in the encumbrance section on your character sheet.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So I took the numbers for your willpower for your particular characters, and I put them in the encumbrance, and that will be also on your token. You'll see that soon.
Cool.
But if you wanted to use encumbrance, because you're a giant nerd, then you would have, it would be 2 plus your strength plus your endurance skill rank. And that would be a certain number, and you'd be able to carry a certain number of things depending on the weight. And every single physical thing in this RPG has a weight limit in the same way that Aliens does. And so if you are over your encumbrance, you are encumbered, and it reduces your rushing distance by 2 meters, and it also makes skill tests tougher to some degree, depending on the skill, if they are physical, which is interesting. Last figured stat is initiative, which is simple. It's just your dexterity plus your concentration plus any ranks that you have in tactics. And that is your bonus to your initiative roll. Initiative is very cool, and it's very different a little bit than how you'd expect. And I actually kind of dig it.
I really
I
like it.
dig it. I dig it in a very cool way. You guys will see how in chat how initiative works in Terminator RPG.
It's a good idea. It's kind of like how Starfinder
Right?
ship combat
Does
works.
the
That's
Starship
right.
combat,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Oh yes, advanced options. Now, Red, I'm very sorry that these pre-generated characters, none of them was a cyborg. I know you're sad, and none of them was a had a limb missing that could be replaced with a cybernetic limb.
Technically, Minguez does have limits.
She does. She has fingers missing, but you
Yeah.
know, yeah, but she doesn't have any like cybernetic pinkies. So
No.
sorry. But you can, if for example this were played out long term, and you were like, I'm good at this system, I'm cool playing a cyborg. Well, that means essentially that you're not a Terminator, you're not a cybernetic organism, you are a cyborg, which basically means that you were a human who was fighting for the resistance, essentially, and then you got hurt real bad, and they took parts from a Terminator and they put those parts into you, which means when you're a cyborg, a good portion of your humanity has been removed. So there are certain physiological and psychological effects to being a cyborg character. Just saying.
So it is possible. We can rebuild it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Faster, stronger.
Yes, the $1 billion man.
And rebuild.
So you can play a cyborg. You can also play what are called fated characters. I can think of one right off the top of my head. Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor is a fated character, someone who is usually targeted by Skynet for some reason and get their own stat block. So they are not one of the 8 character roles. They are a fated character, and they get their own kind of cool stat block of their own, as well as a new ability, which is have the ability to regenerate fate points. Problem with that, they have a specific trait called known by Skynet.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem. Skynet sends things after fated characters, so they get in a lot more trouble and potentially hazardous to other people than non-fated characters. So, let's
Use
take
a
a-
fate.
And of
fate
course,
point to-
immediately I'm like, that's what I want to play. I mean, also, obviously, I need to live out my Sarah Connor fantasies someday.
If anyone should, I mean, come on.
I mean,
I wouldn't have to call you anything but Sarah.
exactly. I would get buff for that. I'd get my Linda Hamilton on.
Okay, cool. Moving on. Rules and mechanics. By the way, this picture is the actual, if you bought into the Kickstarter, you got this.
Cool.
Which is like your
Nice.
own Terminator chromated dice,
That's sick.
Wow.
Very cool.
D10s.
So cool.
I did not do that. I just bought the PDF, and I'm a little sad that I didn't go whole hog. But then I look back and I'm like, they're just D10s, but they look so cool. But they're
so
just
cool,
D10s.
Yeah.
but they're cool D10s.
I know. But the key concept is
I'm a dice goblin, so
God
it
bless
would've
you,
been enough
Sarah.
for me.
God bless you. The key concept is real simple. You only need five dice to play this whole game. That's it. Everything's a D10. Like, don't have to worry about anything other than a 10. There's no D4s, there's no D8s, there's none of that crap. It's just D10s, which is great. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Skill tests. This is the meat and potatoes of this game, folks. This is where you use your skills and all the ranks that are associated with them. When you do a skills test, I determine, as the director, the difficulty of that particular test. If it's mundane, you ought to succeed. I don't have to worry about that stuff. I don't be like, okay, roll for brushing your fucking teeth.
You've rolled a 1.
You choked to death on a toothbrush.
New character time.
Yeah, not mundane is like I run across a field of rocks. Easy.
Nat 1. That wasn't toothpaste.
Yeah, I don't need to make you roll. Oh God,
It was bleach.
why would you put bleach? Yeah, mundane
I
skills.
did
Auto
want some
succeed.
moisturizer on my toothbrush.
Ooh, that just sounds terrible.
I fortunately figured it out right before I put it in my mouth. I was like, wait a minute.
It smells weird.
I think I picked up the wrong tube.
Okay. Then the next it's like simple tasks. Target number is 5. Challenging 8. Complex 11. Strenuous 14. Insane 16. Target number to meet or beat is 16. The way it works is this. You will roll your success die, which is automatically calculated in the Roll20 sheet, so you don't have to worry about this stuff when you do a roll, as well as up to 5 skill dice, because you can only have up to 5 ranks in certain skills. When you do that, you will be comprising a test, which is checking to see if your success die plus any bonus meets or beats the difficulty of the skill test. If it does, your test succeeds. Simple as that. Everything after that, the skill dice, plus the bonuses that are associated with it, adds the cool shit to what you have just succeeded on. But if your success dice does not succeed, you still fail. So you could have all of your skill dice be succeed, 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 succeed. If your success die fails, you fail at that task. Make sense? What is the bonus, however? The
But you
bonus.
succeed on your fails.
Yeah, you succeed on your fails, but you fails on your succeeds. The bonus is equal to your skill rank plus your statistic. So, for example, if you have a rank of 4, right, in something, which is pretty darn amazing, and you have a strength of 2, and you're rolling a strength-based skill, well, your bonus would be 6. So you'd roll your d10, you'd add 6 to it for your success die, and you'd hopefully meet or beat the difficulty. Same thing for all of your other bonus dice, depending on how many you have. You would have, let's see. Well, you have how many ranks in your strength skill? You have 4.
4.
So you'd roll 4 skill dice, plus the bonus, which is, what, 5? Or 6, sorry, 6, because 4 plus 2 is 6. And then you would tabulate and determine if any of your skills dice succeed.
Hey, Matt, quick
Yes, sir.
question. I am just because I know I read through it earlier today. Is it 1 success dice and skill dice equal to your bonus or equal to your rank? Or do you add 1 on top of your skill dice?
For your
Is it
bonus,
plus
you mean?
1? So it's 1 success dice.
Yep.
And then skill dice. And I thought it was plus 1, but I might be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's just your success die.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just your rank plus your stat
Yeah.
is your bonus. I mean, we can test it in Roll20 and see if it works out, but I'm pretty sure
Cool.
that that's it.
Okay.
Unless you've got a trait that does something specific. Like, for example, I take a -1 modifier on any dice rolled for charisma checks that involve interacting with other people.
Yeah, there are modifiers. We can get into those in a second, but
Yeah.
just a straight skill roll or skill test, you're going to be rolling what you got in your pool of skill dice plus your success die, and then adding the bonuses to each one of those rolls.
Can we do one?
Sure, let's do it. I've got it up. So
like in roll 20, if I want
Yeah.
to make a detect check, it says
Hit detect.
Yeah,
What's the
your
target?
target now?
Yeah, because it has to know. Well, you will ask me, because this is the cool thing. You'll say, "What's your target?"
Oh, so it's
director.
not like D&D. Like you're just going to tell me. Okay.
I will tell you what the target
Cool.
is, and that way it'll determine how many successes that you have. And that's
Okay, okay.
important.
All right. So what's
So,
my target?
Let's say you're detecting. Okay, I'll say it's a pretty easy roll. I would say your target is 6.
Okay. All right. I'm targeting
What you
6.
doing over there?
I'm doing a detect roll. He gave me a target of 6. It's like a DC. And my success dice modifier, I have to do this manually.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have modifiers that make your skill rolls better or worse, depending on
Tomorrow's
the
when we see the
situation.
movie, right?
Septur, are you talking to Richard? Say hi to Richard for us, buddy, but you gotta mute yourself. Um,
Okay. So like my trait, like I have an addiction. So if my trait's going to knock it down one, this is what I'm putting it
exactly.
on. All right. All right. Let's just say I didn't get any smokes today. I need my darts. All
Hell
right,
yeah.
So that's -1.
Go ahead.
Skill dice modifier.
That's this. So your modifier so that could be the same, or it could be depending on your trait. It could be 0, it could be -1, depending on certain things. Like certain things will give you a minus on your skill dice. Certain things will give you a minus or a plus on your success dice.
Oh, I think I did it wrong.
Okay.
I think. Okay, so the target is 6. I'm going back to do it again.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
success dice modifier, is that from the bonus column?
No. Bonuses are
Okay.
automatically added to your roll.
I don't
That's-
need to do that.
Don't need to do
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right, then the skill dice modifier. I'm sorry, the skill dice modifier.
Let's do this. Let's pretend like there are no modifiers to success,
Okay.
and there are no modifiers to skill. Just roll it
Perfect.
straight. Boom.
I
There you
know.
go. That was an athletics
Woo.
from Michael. Michael got 1 success, and so 1 success on his success die. Let me just go back up for athletics here. So Michael rolled a success die. He got a success on his success die, and he got 3 success. He got 3 successes on his skill die.
Cool.
Ash, you got 1 success on your success die and 4 successes on your skill die. Now, if you mouse over the actual roll, I believe
Yeah.
it should show what
What
the
roll?
actual roll is. So, for example, it showed 1d10 plus 6 because that's your bonus. You guys have good fucking bonuses. And then it shows what the actual skill rolls were as well. So you had 4d10, you got a 3, and 3 plus 3. You guys are all doing it now. God damn it.
Mhm.
It's a 3, an 8, a 5, and a 2. I
Sarah
got.
tried to seduce and failed.
Well, I was playing because I was putting in my -1 modifiers because I wanted to play with one that I had to modify.
Sure. That's cool. No, that worked. You got a 1d10 plus 3 because that's your bonus. Has to be greater than 6. You got a 1, which is a crit fail. And yeah, that's a failure on success dice. But it auto calculates it for you, which is great.
I do like that.
Tracking. Yeah, there you guys go.
And that would technically be 3 skill successes because I am automatically considered to have 1 extra skill dice success on any tracking roll.
That's dope.
Just scout.
That-
yeah,
that's
because that's the quick start version of the scout talent
Yeah,
thing.
some talents will give you auto successes on certain skill dice, but I don't think very many traits will give you auto successes on your success dice unless you
Oh, yeah.
spend
It should
Mhm.
fail successfully.
fate. You can spend fate to auto succeed. It's kind of like story points. We'll get to that in a little bit. But now that you guys have gotten this sort of like, you're getting it under your belts, you're giving it a shot, you're trying out the skill rolls. This is good. I was happy.
What are this? Okay, so I got a 1 for my success. I succeeded. What is the skill? I got a skill of 4. What does that mean?
That means so you had your success die and
Mhm.
your skill dice.
And I'm sorry, I know you said it, but what are the skill dice? Like, is that how well I did it?
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you do a success and you succeed, and then for each skill dice that you rolled successes on,
Right.
it improves how well you succeeded on that particular test. So and we'll get into that, but
Okay.
for example, if you get one success plus one skill dice success, that's a pretty darn good success. Even more, an amazing success. Even more, an impossibly awesome success.
Okay.
Which
All
I
right.
think is what a 4 is actually.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So with mine, there was my question. So I did the athletics roll.
Yeah.
I rolled 3d6 or 3d10
Okay.
for my skill dice, but my rank is only 2, and that's because it adds 1 to it.
So it does add 1 to it.
Because you will always
Confirmed.
roll 1 skill die, I
At
guess,
least
no matter
one.
what.
At least
yeah.
1.
Okay.
That's correct.
Cool. All right.
That makes sense, right? Because even if you're unskilled in something, you'll just roll a success die plus a single skill die. Like, try rolling a skill that you have no rank in whatsoever right now, folks.
Admin and finance. Yay.
What should we make our target?
Same thing, 6. Make it something easy.
Okay.
Or something that you're not good in, or
It's fine.
Something that you have no ranks in.
So people should be getting, there we go. So
Yeah.
you still get a skill dice, possibly, depending on if it hits the target.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people with 0 on the skill, but other people, like Sarah, has appraisal. She has no rank in appraisal, but yet she still got 1 skill die success and 1 success on her success die, which is
So
great.
you have 1 success but 0 skill. So task failed successfully. Like, what happened here?
Basically, if you have, it's a failure. It's still a failure. It basically just means that, like, you didn't fall on your face fail. You just, like, didn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll narrate it for us, right?
Exactly.
I will.
I'll just tell you what
Okay.
it says, and then you'll tell me what happens.
It's basically, yeah.
I mean, that's basically his job.
I think so. I
Okay.
think that's my job. Anyway,
Okay.
that is the skill test. That's the core mechanic of this system, is the skill tests.
Okay.
Any
Thank
confusion? Any, like, question marks? Like, huh?
you. I'm sure with practice it'll completely make
It
sense.
will indeed make sense.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next page. All right. Again, with the skills tests. Like I said, there are modifiers. Any kind of
there you
situation.
go.
Any kind of situation can make your success dice increase by 1 or 2, or decrease by 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it is. If you choose to prepare a specific action, you spend a round, it's usually during combat, you will get a +1 on your success die automatically. So, like, for example, I'm running toward a wall. Terminator's running after me. Do I want to climb the wall, or do I want to prepare to see how well I can climb the wall and make sure I really succeed and find the handholds that I get when I climb this wall? Well, I'm going to spend this round preparing to climb. I spend the round, I get a +1 on my success die, and according to this,
This
go
says
ahead.
or.
Yeah, so you get a +1 on your success die roll, which gives you a greater chance to succeed, or you get a +1 on your skill. You get an automatic skill die success, which means you get an automatic 10 on your skill die. So if you have a really good chance of succeeding, you just want to have a really amazing success, you can prepare, which means, like, it doesn't affect my success die, but I can choose to give myself a 10 on my skill die.
I think it gives you just one additional skill die success.
Correct.
So you still roll all of your skill die, and then whatever you roll on top of that, you get 1 more success.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can choose to use a +1 on your success die or get an automatic additional success skill die. Make sense?
Oh, yeah. And there's the table right there I was just asking about. Okay.
Yep.
I include tables.
It's really good.
I'm going to put all these tables in Roll20. So there's another modifier that you can do, and this is specifically for you, my friend Septur. Technology. Science! You can use whatever's in the room to affect your skill tests. Depending on what's in the room, if there are kind of technological marvels that you can use to improve your skill dice, those, depending on how kind your director is, can improve your modifiers for whatever skill dice that you're doing, especially hacking, for example. when you are firing a weapon, you can use several different types of fire to improve your success to hit.
Hi, kitty.
What the hell is that?
That was
That scared the hell.
kitty.
This cat just like jumped out of the flames behind you.
If someone clip that, please. Though.
Please clip
From
that.
the year 2029.
Amazing.
It's
Someone
a Terminator cat.
clip that. Oh my god.
Gremlin.
That was frightening and joyous at the same time. Okay. Thank you. Bacon Fox, I don't know if do we have a I don't think we have a command to clip something.
Yeah, they're used to using it in our channel.
Oh, balls.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you just go into Twitch and just hit the clip. That's fine. And thank you, Bacon Fox, for doing it. Thank you for volunteering, Bacon Fox. Appreciate it. For here we go. So additional modifiers for firearms. For example, you can choose if a firearm permits it. You can choose burst fire, full auto, or suppressive fire, and empty the whole friggin' clip, shooting whatever is in the cone of your fire.
I mean, they go fast.
They do. Ammo is a finite resource. Okay. You sure don't. I gotta do it by hand like a fucking caveman. Thank you, Bacon Fox.
I'll send you the Nightbot code. It's easy.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't often have people clipping except
Cat
Red.
to the
Like
fire
Red
red.
has become my
The clip master.
clip master. Yeah.
The clip czar.
Yes, he's the clip czar. And now I will clip it. Yes.
You said the words.
Okay. So yeah, they give you additional successes. If you burst fire, you get to re-roll your success die. But then you lose 3 ammo instead of 1. If you do full auto, you can re-roll any of the die. But you lose 10 bullets if you go full auto. Suppressive fire, like I said, you fire the whole fucking clip. And whatever's in the cone, including potential friends, they better dive for cover.
So it's like a last ditch effort. That's
It's
like
essentially,
going
yeah.
all
If you see a whole bunch of shit coming at you and you're like, suppressive fire, fucker, nah! And you're like, okay, run for it, because he's just shooting.
Does anyone have a rifle? Or is it just pistols?
I think I have one.
I think some of you guys have assault rifles.
I have an assault
Okay.
rifle. I don't have a pistol.
Some of you have better weaponry than others.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I was just going
do
to
have
say,
a
because
pistol.
I think
do-
Harper would
I
probably have something big.
I have the rifle skill, but I don't have a rifle.
Yeah.
Red's clip is called Cat Through the Fire and the Flames, and Wrench did it just after you. Thank you, Wrench. Amazing. Now we have 2 clips. Okay, and then yes, like I said, actually, there is your success and failure chart, so you see exactly how your successes on skill dice, as well as success dice, improve your successes in whatever you do.
Messy success about sums up my life to this point.
I feel you.
Could be worse.
Messy. Like, I tried to cut him open, Doctor. I think that's his heart. I'm not sure.
But he's not
Important-
dead.
He's not
The important
dead.
thing is we got him open.
Yes. Next slide, please. Now, here's the cool thing from the rule book, which is not, I believe, in the quick start, which I wanted to keep because I think it's super cool. Working as a team, you can, based on if you wanted to do a certain kind of test as a group versus individually, so you're not like, come on, John, what the fuck? John's like, what? I only have 2 ranks in swimming. Swimming isn't even a skill.
Your fault.
Why'd you put all your ranks in swimming? It's not a thing.
It's on the character sheet. Matt told me I could put wherever I wanted to. Okay. Yeah. You can choose to do things
all
as
that blood.
Look at all that blood. You can choose to do things as a group, which basically means you can do things one of 2 different ways. You can emphasize awesome, or you can emphasize risk. The way it works is, if you do things as a group, the person who chooses to do things as a group, you choose, and it needs to work cinematically. So if you guys are kicking ass, don't choose to emphasize risk because it doesn't really match the whole tone of the scene. If you guys are in a shitstorm, don't choose to emphasize awesome because you feel like I'm the cool person and I want to be the cool person in this because it may fall, you may fall on your face doing it. If you choose to emphasize risk, there are some advantages to it. The way it works,
emphasizing risk is throwing a person into the fray, right?
Certainly. Yeah, that's a group check. I mean, everyone has to get involved with that, right? The way it works is there is a lead, there is an assistant, and there is a sort of generic actor, whoever does the actual skill. So in emphasizing awesome, the lead is the person with the highest skill in that particular check. The assistant is the person who's just assisting, and that gives bonuses to the person who's actually assisting the actor. For EA, which is emphasizing awesome, the lead, the person with the highest skill, is the actor, is the person who's actually doing the skill test. And the number of people who he or she can or they can get to assist them is equal to their charisma skill or charisma stat. So it's usually a good idea to sort of pick and choose exactly kind of the situation. Well, okay, well, I've got a really good charisma. Yeah, but my rank and the skill is shit. Well, that's okay. He's got a really good rank and the skill, but his charisma is shit. Okay, you have to sort of balance it out, right? For each assistant with a rank of 3+, the person who's the actor, in this case, the lead, because you're emphasizing awesome, they get a +2 to their success die roll. For each assistant. For each assistant.
With a rank of +3.
With a rank of +3. That's correct. For any assistant with a rank of 0 to 2, they get a +1 to the success die roll. So they really want to make that lead person shine, right? They want to make that lead person who's the actor just kick so much ass in whatever they're doing, right? On the opposite side, if you want to emphasize risk, the lead is actually a supportive person. He's one of the person who's actually assisting the actor. What they'll do is they'll perform a skill roll in a related skill to the actual skill that's being asked. It's dependent on the specific test. And they'll support with a +1 to whoever is actually rolling that particular test. Someone who's not the best at it, right? Not the lead. So it makes it a little bit better, potentially, with their success die roll. They get a +1 with whatever related skill that they're good at. Does that make sense, folks, or did that go over somebody's head?
The risk one, I'm a little confused on.
Cool. I'll go over it one more time. No worries.
Can you give it to me an example?
Absolutely.
That's what's going to make it make sense to
You
me.
got it. If you're emphasizing risk, here we go. If you're emphasizing risk, let's say there are 3 people in this particular group check. The lead is not the actor. The person who is the least likely to succeed, the person who has the lowest rank in a specific skill, is now performing that particular test. Let's call that person, I don't know, Matt. Let's call the person who is the lead, let's call them Ashley. Ashley's the lead. And let's call this person who's sort of like not as bad as Matt, but not as good as Ashley. Let's call them Septur. Septur's the one in the middle. Well, in this case, Septur doesn't really have very much to do, unfortunately, because they're not going to get to, Septur's not going to get to affect this particular role. However, Ashley is, as the lead, going to perform a skill roll in a related skill to what Matt is attempting to do, and hopefully allow that, if that skill roll goes off, that related skill roll goes off, then Matt will get a +1 to their success die roll. Makes sense, Sarah?
It does make sense. I guess, yeah. So that's why it's emphasizing risk, because it's not as likely.
It's not as likely to happen.
No matter what, they've got the lowest skill, and it's only a +1.
Correct.
Okay.
But it's a greater chance of success than, this person succeeding, this person succeeding, this person not succeeding, and falling off a cliff and die.
So
but
we're
the
trying
thing
to talk
is,
down
in the
Terminator.
first one, nobody else has to succeed in anything. They just have to possess. In emphasizing awesome, it seemed like only the actor rolled.
Only the actor is the one who rolls. That's correct.
Okay. So yeah, so it seems like that one still has a greater chance of success because it's the actor and they're getting a shitload. They've already got the highest skill and they're getting a shitload of bonuses.
Right, because they're assisting the lead.
No, I'm talking about emphasizing awesome now.
Yeah, emphasizing awesome is the one where they
Yeah.
get to it. Like a whole bunch of people can assist.
Yeah, but
the
I'm
lead.
saying that one has that one seems like it has the higher chance of success.
Oh yeah,
overall.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Something about the way you phrased it made it sound like Risk had a higher chance of success. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Well, it's a
Okay.
greater chance of success as a group than if you were to do it individually.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about a group check and then everyone succeeds at this thing.
Yeah, both of these are group checks, emphasizing awesome
Okay.
or emphasizing risk.
Okay. All right. Okay. This just seemed like it was a way to help people. Okay. No, now I get
Sure.
it.
That's hopefully
Now
what
I
we
get-
do as a group.
No, okay. No, I'm sorry.
All good, Sarah.
It felt like taking the help action as opposed to this is something we all need to achieve.
I gotcha. Yeah. No, this
Okay.
is
No,
these are
now
group
I-
checks.
All right. Now I got it.
Super.
Thank you.
No problem.
So
Process complete.
Yes.
so in the one
Dot
shot,
matrix paper spitting out of my mouth. I got it.
Go ahead,
in the
Ashley.
game we play,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how many of us die. If we can somehow accomplish something through the power of friendship, I will feel like we have won. I'm putting that on the to-do list.
You're in the wrong game, Ashley.
Is this not Barbie Horse Adventures?
Fill them with fresh friendship.
Friendship. Instead of the Terminator theme song, it's like the major chord version of it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
We gotta make that.
You gotta get
Okay.
we got the you're welcome, I ruined it guy to do that.
Yes. Okay. Moving to the next slide. Now, we talked about certain things just automatically succeeding. Well, those are passive. Most of the time, if you are so good in a certain skill, then you just automatically will pass it. So if you have like 3 in a specific skill rank for a specific test, and 5 in a specific stat rank, you will pass complex tests automatically. So I will almost never try to make, that occur. Like if you have 2 ranks in some skill and 4 ranks in another skill, anything up to and including 8 for a difficulty, you should automatically pass. And then on the right-hand side of this, you'll see fate. Like, what can we spend our fate points, if we have any, on? Well, you can re-roll that success die. I remembered incorrectly. I thought that you can automatically succeed. That's not true. You can just re-roll the success die. So you can choose to use a point of fate to re-roll the success die, re-roll any or all of the skill dice on a certain test, add a +1 modifier to a skill test's dice pool per point of fate spent, or add a +1 modifier to the resistance test per point of fate spent. Resistance is a certain kind of test, like a resistance versus poison or against a certain hazardous condition, drowning or whatever it is. Those are certain kinds of tests which you will roll skills against, and you can add modifiers to them.
Now, I don't have any fate in this game, but
Ooh.
if I did,
Yes.
for that +1 modifier to the pool, which means +1 on every dice,
Mm-hmm.
can you select that after you have rolled?
Yes.
Obviously the re-rolls you select after you roll, because obviously, but okay,
Yes.
so you can, so that like in that way you can almost use it like luck in Call of Cthulhu, where you're like, fuck, my skill dice was 1 off. I want to spend that point of fate to get that 1 point.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's essentially guaranteeing your success. If you were
Success,
like,
okay.
okay, well, all I needed was just 1 extra point on my skill roll to get an amazing success, I'm going to spend a fate point and I'm going to add a modifier to my skill test's dice pool. Bam, I get a skill test dice pool. It adds my skill test dice pool up to 5 instead of 4, and that throws it.
No, I don't think that's what that. I thought that meant you add a +1 modifier to, like, that's a +1 to every die that you rolled.
To a skill test's dice pool. That's correct. That's what I mean. So for
No,
example,
you said it added another skill die.
No, not a skill die. Like
Oh,
all you needed was an
okay.
extra. Like if
When
your
you
bonus
said
was a
for- oh,
5,
okay.
if your bonus was a
Okay.
5, and all you needed was a bonus of a 6 to make it an amazing success,
Thank
you'd
you.
spend a
Now I
fate
got you.
point. Boom, your bonus
Now I
turns
got
up to a
you.
6.
Okay.
You turn it up to 11.
It was a wording issue. Now I understand. We are on same
I'm
page.
learning
We are
it-
on same
this.
page.
I'm learning this as much as we all are. Hopefully.
We were in agreement. Your wording confused me as well.
I'm gonna
happens.
stop us here because it's just about 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna take a minute to just sort of bring it on in to just the six of us, and say just this. It doesn't have the same ring. And we'll take a break. Well, let's take a 5-minute break. Let's go to the bathroom, get whatever water. But good point is, if you in chat have any questions about what we've just reviewed, there will be a quiz at the end. I'm kidding. There will not be a fucking quiz. Why would I do that?
Quiz
but if
will
you
be called combat.
There is going to be one, isn't there? There is.
Okay. Fuck. Found me out. God damn it, Mike. They're very well should be some way of determining what questions you may have, and that's what chat is for. So go ahead and put your questions in chat, and hopefully I'll be able to answer those questions based on all the stuff that we've gone through. The same thing for you folks, for you five. If you have any questions about the system, let's talk about it during break. Hopefully we can, narrow things out. But if you don't have any questions, I'm just going to keep on keeping on.
Let's do it.
Solid. All right. So we'll go back. We'll be back. Hold on. Fuck. What the fuck is wrong with me? Jesus Christ.
This needs to be a drinking game.
It really does. Scotch is in the back, folks. All right, everyone. Chill out. We'll be back in whatever, 5-6 minutes. See you in a little bit.
Say it.
We'll be
Fucking
back.
Say it, man.
We'll be back. Okay, we're back. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
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 All right. In the interim, I don't know why we did that. In the interim,
Makes it fate makes shit weird.
it's fine. It's
We
fine.
were weird already.
It's fine.
That's
It's fine.
true.
Um, in the interim, we had a couple of questions come out from chat. Opsis. Sorry.
The is silent.
Oops. I'm gonna butcher your name, and I apologize in advance. OPTHSIS. I'm gonna just call you Sis. Sis says,
Nope.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Matt, not so much a tech question, but what all comes with the game? I.e., core rulebook, campaign book, etc. Good question. The game comes with, depending on the level that you pledged for your Kickstarter, either the PDF or the hardcover hardcover book for the core rulebook. And I believe that if you pledge a certain amount of money, you also get certain goodies like the dice that we showed earlier in the stream. But yes, does it come with a campaign? Really great question. It does come with a certain number of missions that you can play, as well as essentially a campaign as well, yes. Like certain missions sort of strung together, which are suggestive of a campaign, so you can use it if you wanted to as a campaign. So hopefully that answers your question. Another question. Anyone else back Blade Runner? Right here. Hell yes.
I will
Absolutely.
when I have money.
It's so good. Yes. It's like $30.
Down.
$30, and you get the PDF.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
yeah. Just.
Yeah, but I want the book because there's.
I know, but I don't have
Our
room on
books
my
are so
bookshelf for RPG books. My wife
Oh,
is
you
like,
shelves? What are shelves? Our books are just in piles all over the apartment at this point.
it's like that scene in Ghostbusters. No human would ever stack books like this.
Yeah, and that actually is a very accurate representation of the floor of my living room right now.
Messy success.
Messy,
Messy
definitely. Okay, I think that's it for questions. Unless any of you folks have any questions, we'll just keep going.
Nope, I'm good.
Fantastic. All right, let's move on.
Next slide, please.
Next slide. All right, we're done with fate. Fear and willpower. Why did I say willpower would be a problem? Well, because fear tests happen, folks.
Cool.
It's in a very sort of similar vein. It's Call of Cthulhu. Shit will frighten you. If you encounter a situation where a fearful event is overcome by any character with a certain number of cool points, if that fear test is greater than your cool points, then you are susceptible to taking a fear test. Essentially, did I say that right? Sorry, let's say that again. I'll say it easier.
If the fear rating
Yes.
is greater than your cool rating,
Yes.
you must make a fear test.
Damn straight. Thank you, Sarah. You know about this
You're
shit.
welcome.
The test is equal to 1d10.
You know me, dude. I read
She
the
knows
quick
about
start
being
like 3
cool.
times.
Fuck yeah.
Also that.
Fear ratings shown here in this lovely slide. Anything from, I love fear rating 0. Common animals. People.
Brushing your teeth.
A horror movie is fear rating 1. Scene of violence being shouted at. I don't know. I kind of consider that like a fear 5 or fear 6. I'm not very cool with being shouted at.
I mean, if it's my dad, that's a 5.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely depends on who's shouting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Then it becomes either a fear test or just a rage test.
exactly.
Why are you fucking yelling at me?
If it's a woman at your cash register.
These are examples, right? These are not like, oh, they must be this particular example.
Yes, yes, yes.
So anyway, if a fear rating event occurs, you take a test. The test is equal to 1d10 plus your cool, and you roll it. And if you fail, you lose 1d10 minus 4 willpower. And minus 1 skill die to all skills for a certain period of time, depending on director choice, shall we say.
And correct me if I'm remembering wrong, but all fear tests are just they're a 10. You're trying to beat 10, right?
You're trying to beat let's see. Yes.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think
fear
you're
tests
right.
are a
Yeah.
flat 10,
Fear tests
if
are
I
10
recall
and combat tests are target 10. That's correct.
When we subtract willpower, that's just like deducting hit points. It's not coming out of the maximum. It's just coming out of the pool, correct?
Right. It's not coming out of the maximum. It's
Right.
coming out of however many you have left.
Okay, cool.
You will automatically lose willpower without a test if any of the following events occur. You lose 5 or more hit points in a single attack. You are exposed to nuclear, biological, or chemical attack. You are failing to save a target from a Terminator. You see a loved one hurt or killed. Just seeing a Terminator is enough to drive 2 willpower from you.
That's a code brown.
Suffering a second wound or reduced attribute. We'll go through wounds, obviously, through combat, but when you get your first wound, it's like, ow, fuck, I'm bleeding. Say a second wound is like, oh, fuck, I'm going to die. Like, that can really knock the wind out of your sails. And you will have modifiers to those tests as well. Plus and minuses. -1 modifier. Let's say the bad guys are outnumbering you 3-1. Oh shit. That's a -1 to that fear test. You get a +1 if you outnumber. Sorry, that doesn't make sense.
You know, I think that if your group outnumbers the enemy at least 3-1.
Oh, that modifies the fear rating.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
That makes a lot more sense.
We are
Yeah.
so smart.
That makes a lot more sense. It's not a modifier to the actual test. It's a modifier to the rating.
The difficulty, basically.
Yeah. That makes much.
Alright.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, cool. Well, we'll get into it. I won't throw too many crazy bullshit things at you that makes you lose all your willpower in
Alright.
one shot.
Now, did you? And I'm sorry if you said it and I missed it. But your willpower, you probably said it. How does that get replenished?
You take a rest. It's essentially you be in a safe space for a certain period of time. I think I go through that. Go ahead.
There's also something like it wasn't fully covered in the quick start rules, but it did mention something about somebody making a successful leadership test would allow people.
Yeah.
to do
If you do some like acts of kindness and just pure, being human.
Gives a rousing speech.
Yeah, if you like do like good things rather than like, oh god, life sucks, the apocalypse, right? If you do something that is in character for your character and like do something that's just a pure act of human virtue, you can bring willpower back to people. That's correct.
Got it.
And I think like Bill Pullman's speech at Independence Day, like gave a bunch of willpower.
We will not
back.
go into the night. We will not go without a fight. I want someone to turn on that light. Like, honestly. Okay, next slide. Fear and willpower, a little bit more. Once you get to a certain level of willpower, bad things, Wilbur. Bad things. Anywhere between 7 and 9 willpower, starting at 9. If you're in that range, you are afraid. The effects of fear seem to fade after an hour, but in this case, if you are under 9, they do not fade after an hour, and they will remain until the willpower is risen to 10. The director should I love this, should consider increasing the difficulty of skills tests. It's like, okay, they're afraid because fuck you. Yeah, exactly. You might want to make them, because they're afraid, make them, I don't know, worse at shit.
What if there were also snakes?
Are your players having a hard time? Could be worse.
Why not?
Do you want your players to hate you? Continue. Do you want to know more? So yes, willpower gets worse as you lose more willpower. Anywhere between 4 and 6, petrified / panicked. You suffer -1 cool for the duration of the fear effect, and at the director's discretion, either freeze, meaning you will go last on initiative, or flee, and must make a run or break off action on their turn. Break off is essentially like disengage and run out of combat. Like you run from combat. You don't just like disengage and like, haha, you can't catch me, fucker. You break off, meaning I'm not in this combat anymore. I'm leaving you all. Goodbye. I like life.
Fuck your power of friendship. I choose life.
Yes, I choose life. So yes, that's at 4 to 6. 1 to 3, terrified. Oh God, why, so much why. -3 to all charisma related skill tests, and additional -1 cool. So this is cumulative, by the way, for the duration of the fear effect. And then finally, it used to be called crippled, but now it's called incapacitated. And thank you so much for changing it. The character may not act and is reduced to screaming, tears, or passes out. So catatonia, it is your friend.
Cool.
Oh, hey, End of Last Alien.
Yes. I was gonna say. I'm like, this sounds familiar. Yeah, it's all right. She won't remember. Okay, the character will need intervention to get them away from the current scene in order to regain their composure. Optionally, the director may enforce a permanent rank 1 phobia trait. See, folks, this is how you get bad traits. Or add a rank to an existing phobia towards the source of their fear. Question: will Davis end up stabbing himself? From chat.
TBG.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about that, JFMS. I don't think so.
Depends on what his willpower is.
That's true. I don't see anything about suicidal tendencies. I'll have to take a look into traits. All right, moving on. Next, combat. That's right. Now, Terminator combat in the Terminator movie is not combat in Terminator 2. It's a lot of running from an unstoppable force. And that's essentially what, even in the future, even with all the weaponry that you possess, being led by the savior of humanity, God help you if you don't do things the smart way against the machines. Think Call of Cthulhu, not Aliens Fireteam. These are Terminators. They are machines that are, as Kyle Reese says, without pity, remorse, or fear. They can't be bargained with, they can't be reasoned with, and they will not stop ever until you are dead. Yay.
Yay.
Either you or they are dead.
That's correct. Now, the way combat works is pretty simple. You roll initiative, just like in most RPGs. Ties are broken by the ranks that you have in the detect skill. Here's the way initiative works, folks, because it's kind of cool. Your actions are chosen from the lowest initiative to the highest initiative. So you still act, those of you who have the higher initiative, still act first. But everybody, once everybody rolls initiative, including the bad guys, the actions are chosen from the lowest initiative so that the person who is the lowest, the slowest, gets to sort of choose what they want to do, which allows for the person who is faster in initiative, who has quicker reflex speed, to sort of pick up on what that person who's slower is doing and react from it. As an example, let's say we have 3 people in initiative. I'll give you an example. 3 people in initiative. I'm again going to use the same 3 people that we had before, except I'm not going to choose me. I'm going to say Sarah is an initiative, Septur's an initiative, Ashley's an initiative. Sarah rolls a 20, Ashley rolls a 12, Septur rolls a 7. Septur, you as the lowest initiative get to choose what you want to do first. You say it out loud. Okay, I'm going to run for, I'm going to run my my dashing speed,
Right.
and that's my action.
Right.
Ashley then sees that you are running, or attempts to run, or your attempt to run, and will choose her action based off of that. Okay, well, I see he's running. I'm going to shoot at, the bad guy.
Suppressing fire.
Fuck yes. She chooses suppressing fire. Sarah, getting the highest initiative, sees that Ashley is choosing suppressive fire and that Septur is running. And instead of running towards the target who's being suppressed, runs for a secondary target. Now initiative goes. Sarah runs for the secondary target. She actually does her action first. And then goes to the next one, who is Ashley. Ashley does her suppressing fire. Hopefully succeeds. And then finally, Septur runs for the hills. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. I love it.
Now, less of a Terminator specific question, more of a GM's discretion. How do you guys usually play in terms of like having a discussion about what we're going to do?
Don't take too much time.
Is that too metagaming? Yeah. Well, I mean, get that. But what about lowest initiative decides what they're going to do first. Are you okay with us discussing with the others while I'm thinking about doing this? Do you guys agree that that's the best idea?
Yeah, I think that the key thing is based on the flavor of this game. Don't take too much time with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're making a decision in a vacuum to some degree. You're making a decision, especially if you're the lowest person in initiative, you're making a decision not knowing what the other people are going to do.
Yep. Got it. Okay. So generally no then. Yeah.
Correct.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's not like this is not group initiative where everybody chooses what they want to do and goes at the same time.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people who are faster get to go faster and pick up on other people's actions faster.
Got it. Cool.
Good question though.
Yep.
I mean, we could have make it go up the stat the first person to say what they do has the least amount of time, while the last person has the most because they can relate to everyone else's before.
Well, that's the whole point, is that the people who have the lowest initiative get to go slowest, but they're prepping to go.
Yeah.
And that everybody who's faster on initiative picks up on what everybody who's slower than them is doing and just goes faster than them.
Yeah.
And you can't change what you decided to do.
You
That's obviously the whole
cannot.
point of that.
That's the whole point of it. Yeah, exactly. Because if
And
shit hits
this
the
is
fan,
actually-
it hits the fan.
Yep.
This is the one question I have, because this is somewhat similar to Burn Bright, but in Burn Bright, you don't know what the bad guys are going to do until you've declared your action.
Exactly.
Are the bad guys in this initiative, and will their actions be announced in initiative order in the same fashion?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so. I believe so. It doesn't say anything about the bad guys go first and then the good guys go next, etc. like that.
So
they
it's
roll
like
initiative in the same fashion.
So if it was what you just gave, so Septur says I'm gonna run, Ashley says I'm gonna put down suppressing fire, in the middle it's like the bad guy
Mm-hmm.
is gonna make a move for
Yeah,
Ashley.
Exactly,
And then
because
so
the
then
bad guy
I'd be like,
sees.
oh, okay, see suppressing fire coming,
Mhm.
and so I'm like, oh shit, that's gonna happen, I'm gonna try and take him out first.
Exactly.
But if it's like, oh, the bad guy is moving on Sarah, then it's gonna be like,
Mhm.
oh, Sarah's ducking for fucking cover. Okay, great.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, the whole concept with Burn Bright, which is really cool, and I love Burn Bright, is that it utilizes your failures against you
Yeah.
as collapse points, which is super fun. But it also sort of slows down the action to, okay, everybody goes on one side and then everybody goes on the other side. And then the actions go off no matter what.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That was my only question on that. So that makes sense.
So
I like this. I love this concept.
it's really interesting. I want to see how it plays out, actually, how it works, because I've never actually done something like this in initiative before. So what can you do on your turn? Well, you have one action. You have one job, folks. And the way it works is you can do any of the following actions. You can move. You either move or charge. You can do an attack hand-to-hand. You can do an attack ranged, or you can aim. We'll get into aiming in a little bit. Or you can do an auxiliary action, which is basically everything in between. It covers all non-combat shit like using a skill test to do certain things. Reloading a weapon, example. Using a med kit. Changing a weapon. Picking up a dropped weapon. Free interactions don't exist. That is your action. So there's a lot more conservation of turn economy here, folks. Right? There's no bonus actions anymore. If you move, you do not get to fire unless you just move. If you charge, you don't get to attack. You with a ranged weapon anyway. You can charge and then like charge into melee. God help you if you do that against a Terminator. Like honestly.
Yeah, because
Jesus.
charge is the only way that you can cover your full movement distance and
5
attack
or 6.
somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
Is
can
shout-
move and then shoot.
You can move your closing speed. and
Correct,
then
your
shoot.
closing
You
speed.
you can't move.
You
your
can't
rushing
charge.
speed.
Yeah, you can't be like, because your bullets would just fly all over the place.
Is shouting something to your teammate a flourish or an action in this?
I would say speaking is definitely a free action. Because they say actions are approximately 3 seconds, not 6. I don't know why they have it, but it's about 3 seconds of time.
Okay.
So if you can shout something for 3 seconds alongside your action, go for it.
Cool.
Failed actions can become auxiliary actions or an attack with a -2 modifier to all die. So let's say you did not do what you were supposed to do during your initiative. It fucked up. You can instead go, well, I lost my attack. Okay, well, I'll allow you to change that into a auxiliary action because actually, sorry, it's not I lost my attack. It's things change. Like let's say I charge some guy, but they're not there. Well, that's a failed action because they moved. Like if I charged, like I intended to, like I'm the lowest person on the totem pole, I intend to charge. Terminator sees me, moves out the way because he's higher in initiative. Well, fuck, that's a failed action on my part. I, as the lowest person on the totem pole, was supposed to charge, but I'm not going to like run into space and be like, that's stupid. So you can change it into, well, yes, somebody clip that. I think I just did something dumb. But you can change it into another kind of action. You can just be, okay, well, he's not there. Can I change it into an auxiliary action? Or can I just make an attack at a -2 penalty to all dice? Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's what you can do on your turn. Moving on, next slide. Like we said before, you can move up to your closing speed as part of any attack, ranged or hand-to-hand. But it may be a good idea to just stay put and aim. And I'll explain why. You can charge into melee as long as you're no fewer than 3 meters away, right? You can't be like, next turn.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Still come.
No, I think doesn't that mean you have to be at least 3 meters away for it to be a charge?
Did I say at most or at least? I think I said at least. Did I say at least? I think I said.
Oh, maybe you did and I misheard you.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm mishearing you a lot tonight. Don't mind me. It's been a long week.
That's okay. I'm gonna just Uber Eats you some like a giant thing of coffee.
I mean, if you want me to be up all week, okay.
Are you really like that seriously bad with caffeine?
No, but I feel like if I drank a huge thing of coffee at 11:30 at night, it would not bode well.
Oh,
for
it
the
does
rest of my
nothing to me.
weekend.
Nothing. I guess my body is just trained for it. I can fall asleep with a whole bunch of coffee in my system and it does nothing.
Fair.
Doesn't really surprise me.
If you charge at the appropriate distance, you will add additional damage on your hand-to-hand success. Example, in the table below. When charging a target, you give -1 to your success die, but a +1 skill dice success. When you choose hand-to-hand combat, it's the same as any other test. Skill test. You choose the skill that you want to use. You apply the damage if you hit. The target is 10. You take a look at the weapon that you're using and determine if when you roll, you have gone over the minimum damage. You apply any armor damage, which we'll get into. And, you know, if we were using Encumbrance, you would check the weight of your particular weapon. But we're not going to worry about that time. Like I said, it's a 10 to hit. You need a 10 to hit on any kind of hand-to-hand attack. And here's the thing, folks. You can't shoot someone point blank in this game. Once you're in melee, you can't be like, I pull a pistol and I pull it under his head and I fire. No. You'll shoot your eye out. Don't do that.
I just fucked someone up.
What did you do? Oh,
I made it.
Heavy pistol.
I
One
wanted-
success. Damn, 11 damage.
I wanted to see because I wanted to see rolling on if it was a roll on the weapon or roll on the skill, like on Alien, and it was roll on the weapon, and I'm like, well, I just hurt someone a lot.
Yeah, 11 damage with that.
I rolled max damage. I rolled a 10.
There you go. Yeah.
Never happen again, guys. You saw it here.
Yeah. So you'll do 11 damage. And 1 armor damage. So that will go against, that will reduce the resistance of whatever armor that person. We'll get into that in a little bit, but that's 11 points of damage mitigated by their resistance. So we'll talk about that.
So this is not like D&D where there's like disadvantage on range attacks in melee range. Like you just, here, we just don't do it.
Can't do
You
it.
just can't.
Can't do it.
Cool.
What else is there? Yeah, you can use something called combat defense. Combat defense allows you to basically, or in the sort of core rules, there's 2 things. There's combat defense and acrobatic defense. Combat defense is like, I move out of the way. If I see someone charging, I will just get the fuck out of dodge. If the target is using combat defense, then guess what? That's a -1 modifier to all of your dice for any skill rank allocated to your defense. So if you choose to use your skill ranks for defense, let's say I have, 3 ranks in my defense. I'm going to put all of them into combat defense to try to make sure this person doesn't hit me. Great. But then when it comes time for me to use my attack, I won't have those 3 ranks to attack on my next turn. So combat defense can actually reduce the success of the person who's trying to hit you, but can also reduce or entirely eliminate, depending on how much dice you spend, your own successes to try to hit back.
That's actually a question. Well, because you would always roll the success die no matter what. But that was something I read in the rules, which is, so if I'm going first, although actually with the way that
doesn't matter, because if the target wants to use combat defense.
So if I'm going
Yeah.
late in combat, so I declare my action first and I'm going to attack. It says that you can choose to reserve some of your skill dice in case you need to defend later. Is there a way to do that and roll 20, or will we have to manually look at the skill dice and be like, don't count the last 2 because I held those for defense?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to do that. You'd have to just count it manually.
So I just have to, I mean, I didn't have any skill successes on this, but I would have to mouse over and be like, yeah, don't count my last, like don't count my second D10 because I saved one of those for defense.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Or you could just manually adjust the skill.
I would forget to put that there, so.
Okay, cool. And then the damage on handheld attacks or hand-to-hand attacks is affected by the amount of strength that you have. So big beefy Terminators with their strengths that are just insane, they're gonna fuck you up because they are not human and therefore do not have human strengths. So they'll get additional damage.
You're right, the Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, hyper what do you call it? Hyper alloy battle chassis. So instead of a skeleton, a titanium skeleton to just bash the shit out of you. I mean, you see the first thing he does in the movie is he rams his fucking fist through the guy's chest.
Brutal.
And lifts him off the ground with one arm and then pulls his arm out and the guy's dead. Like he didn't even have a chance. So that's Terminator strength.
I realize one of my weapons doesn't have a damage rating.
doesn't have a damage rating.
Yeah, because it's not on my quick start character sheet either. I have a hunting knife, but it doesn't tell us what the damage is. My combat knife is 1d10 minus 3, but
Okay.
I don't know what my hunting knife is.
It should be in the quick start. If the hunting knife damage isn't in there, it's probably in the core rules. And I'll just give it to you. It's no problem.
Yeah, I think you'll need to look at that.
It's no worries, no worries. Everything is there, or can be found. All right, moving on. Next slide, I should say. Ranged combat. So we did hand-to-hand. Posture check, yes. Everybody stretch. Oh, so good. Too much of this, not enough of this.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Crackety crack, don't talk back. Ranged combat. This is it's basically the same, right? Choose your skill, damage, minimum damage, armor damage. This is different, obviously, because you have bang bangs, so you have to have a rate of fire. As I said before, choosing your rate of fire determines your success. So the way it works is instead of having, 3 bullets hit you or 10 bullets hit you, it actually just increases the amount of potential damage that goes into you based on the shots that you fire. Does that make sense, folks? If you
say it one more time.
Sure. If you choose a rate of fire that's better than just like one shot, well, you get like burst fire, for example. You can reroll your success die, so your chance for you to hit is greater with burst fire than a single shot.
Yeah.
Same thing for full auto. If you expend 10 bullets, you can reroll the entire attack dice pool to potentially get a success and a fuck ton of damage.
Including the skill die. And the downside is you're depleting more of your bullets.
Exactly. You got it. 100%.
And if I'm correct, on full auto, you can choose which dice you want to reroll. So if you already have some successes, you can just reroll your failures.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And you get additional damage to those hits. 2 damage for burst fire, 4 additional damage for full auto, and suppressive fire. God help you. Like, if you're in that cone, just don't be there. Other modifiers to combat, which I'm going to have to fucking remember because there's a lot of them. If your target is in hand-to-hand, let's say, for example, you're, 10 meters from your target, and your target is in hand-to-hand with one of your buddies, don't roll a shitty, muddy success. If you don't roll a solid success, you're going to hit your buddy. Not might, you will hit your buddy.
Mike, do you understand what he's saying? Do you understand the words coming out of his mouth?
I feel attacked.
Has this happened before?
I'm saying it to you for a reason. Do you understand what he's saying right now?
I mean, I understand. Harper is a shell of a man, though. So
Please don't shoot me.
I just started.
Please don't shoot your doctor.
Well, let's keep the doctor out of melee.
Oh Lord. Okay. If you're gonna charge a Terminator, do it with a forklift. Absolutely, JFMS in 100%. Beep, beep, beep. I'm coming, Wanda. Beep. Anybody get that?
Oh my God.
Anybody got that reference?
I'm laughing. Matt, do you not see me covering my face?
Okay,
Oh
thank you,
my
Sarah.
God.
Revenge. All right. Here we go.
Christ.
Yeah, all of these things can affect your modifier, right? So target's in light cover. Target is partially concealed by, say, a wall. Heavy cover, -2. All of these things take into effect. I'm not going to go through all of them. If you have any questions about any of them, recoil is something that's actually important as well, because certain weapons have recoil and some don't. Recoil affects your success die. It has a -1 success die depending on how many points of recoil the weapon has, and that changes based on the rate of fire. So if you have a fucking assault rifle, your recoil might be 1 at a single shot, or 0 actually, but if you switch it to burst, your recoil might flip to 1. And if you flip it to full auto, your recoil might be flipping to 2. So for every single success that you're shooting full auto, sure, you can reroll your dice pool, but guess what? They're still at a -2, actually full auto, to your success die. Ugh. It's a risk. Who knows?
now, okay. Got it.
I don't see
Looks like
burst
John
as an
does.
option for rate of fire. I have 1, 3, 10, and then a bunch of suppressing numbers.
1 is single shot, 3 is burst, and 10 is full auto.
Cool.
That's what I was going to ask. The just be clear, the modifiers -1 to success, -2, that's minus the absolute value. It's not minus the number of dice.
No, there's only one success die, right? So
Oh, that's a success, right? There's
yeah.
skill dice where you have multiple.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Or skill. So in that case, with skill die, it's always addition or subtraction from the absolute value. It's not more.
No. It'll
or
say
less dice.
-1. If it says, for example, -1 skill die,
Yeah.
you reduce the number of skill die that you roll. Skill dice.
But then if it says -1 2 success die or -1 2 skill die, then that means you add or subtract.
Let me take a look here because the wording is a little bit wonky. So let me just check it here.
I feel like from the ones I was looking at, it'll be -1 across the dice pool. I don't think there's anything that gives you a -1 only on skill die, but not on your success die. Just from things I remember looking at in the quick start rules.
I feel
This one here, targets at long range.
Yeah.
-1 to skill die.
I think that means you lose a skill die.
That it seems like that, right? But then if you take a look at the one right below it, -4 skill dice.
Extreme range, further. Yeah, if they're further away than the weapon's range.
Yeah, that
then
means
there's
you
no way you're
lose.
gonna do.
Yeah, you
You're
basically
not
it's
going to do
impossible.
a shitload of damage that way.
It's
like
impossible.
you could succeed, but you're probably only going to do base damage.
Which
and
basically
probably
means that
not
you have to
gonna-
have. Yeah, you could potentially hit him, but you're not going to do a whole lot of damage.
But if you are a specialist, like then
Mhm.
you would have a chance of doing extra damage shooting beyond your weapons. range.
Exactly. You got it. So I think it is the actual number of dice that you roll rather than a reduction of the number that you get on those dice.
Except for skill die. Got it. Yep. Or except for success dice.
Except for success.
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Got it.
Because you can't I take away my success. Yep. Fuck off.
Okay.
Ooh, target has superior tactics skill. That's an interesting one.
That is a
something you'll have to
trait
check
that
every
certain
time.
certain targets you may be dealing with very smart people or things.
Well, tactics aren't a trait. Tactics, that's an actual skill.
That's
right?
correct. Yes, that's correct.
So if they're so that's something that that the director would then have to check anytime you're shooting at someone. What's your tactics skill?
Luckily, very few. That's the cool thing, actually. Well, I mean, I guess that would be a little bit crunchy. I'll be honest. I'd be like every round or every combat. Okay, what's everybody's tactics skills?
Well, I guess the point is anyone here? I mean, I'm not trained in tactics. Is anyone?
I don't know. Does anyone have any ranks in tactics?
I do.
Ooh.
Oh, so red is the only one it matters for it then.
Oh, wait, I do too.
Oh, there you go, both of them.
Yep.
Okay, Minguez and Basset have tactics ranks. What's your ranks, guys?
2.
I've got 2.
Okay. So if you faced off against a target who's shooting at you that had a lower tactics than you, they would have a -1 to their shot.
Because my role is the strategist.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that makes
So-
sense then.
Miss
Hi,
Deadite.
kitty.
Miss Deadite in chat. Drink the void. Crunchy. Yes, crunchy. Yeah. People love the crunch in these systems. Like, what are you guys like? Bleeding out your nose from Pathfinder or fucking 3.5? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Mathfinder? What?
Mathfinder, for real.
I like path.
I'm gonna figure out the vector of this particular shot and roll 3d 7.5 dice times 25. Go.
You're describing exactly why we paused Starfinder.
Yeah.
Pathfinder's not that crunchy.
All right, everyone.
Starfinder.
Take the combination of this particular skill,
I just
combine it with
remember
their
that-
skills.
I just remember when I was playing Pathfinder 1 at one point because of the bard school I had taken, my bard's buffs were insane. They were like +6s to everybody on everything. My DM kept casting silence spells on me.
Oh Lord. All right. Speaking of, go ahead.
I will
Mike.
just real quick, Matt. So I was trying to clarify on the modifiers.
Yeah.
So it's always whether it's success or skill. It's a adjustment to the value that you rolled.
No, it's for success. Yes. For skill die, it's the number of dice that you chop off.
Okay.
Yeah. Septur. I'm gonna ask you because you've been quiet, buddy, and you and Red have both been quiet. So either you're absorbing and are just like, yes, I understand it all, or you're like, fuck.
Or me and Sarah dominate conversations.
Well, that's
Also possible.
in general.
Here, I have a void for someone to drink. Who
There you
wants
go.
to drink a
That's-
void?
That's the cat. Drink that cat.
Hey, buddy, drink the cutie.
What?
Can I drink the void? Where is it? He's
Cat is look. It just disappeared into your. That's how. That's how dark that cat is.
I'm giving you some kitty ASMR.
I can't hear it.
Oh, he was purring into the
He's
mic.
so basso profundo that it just like it didn't even register in the microphone. Awesome.
Happy Panther.
All right. So yeah, Septur and Red, are you guys good so far with all this shit? Solid. Fuck yes. I'm so happy. All right. Now
I'm just letting you guys like talk.
oh, look at this. Septur's just gonna come out the woodwork and be like, okay, I do the following tasks. Crack Snuggles.
This.
I need to
This is why I
dissect
need to do
everything
this.
because that's how I learn.
Cover. If you're behind cover, there's 3 types of cover. There's heavy, light, and concealing cover. Concealing meaning you can't see them, but you know they're there. Like you're shooting through a wall. Sure. Okay. Well, that means that they have heavy cover and they have additional penetration value in what you're trying to shoot them through, which is PV. Cover, you get a -2 to your success die. Light cover, -1 to success die, and obviously concealed, we just went through. Questions? Types of cover.
Where do I find my penetration value?
Penetration value for your armor. That will come in a second.
Okay.
Armor is, I think it might be the next slide. Holy shit. Am I
Nope,
right?
you got one more slide.
Motherfucker.
first.
Ammo. Watch your ammo. We talked about this. If you don't have any ammo,
Hammo.
ammo.
Yeah.
If this is actually an important point. If you have a clip with, let's say, a clip with 30 shots in it, and you're down to 1 bullet, but your weapon doesn't have a single fire option, you can still fire, but you'll have a -2 to your shot. So you, like, if you have a gun that only shoots burst or full auto or suppressive, and you're down to less than your lowest rate of fire, you can still fire that remaining however many bullets, but it'll do a -2 to your roll. And we already talked about this. Don't fire into melee. If you don't think it is a success, you will hit your friends. Damage. Depending on how many successes you do with your shots, you will get more damage. Oh shit, that cat is delightful.
He's just very talkative. He likes to yell while he's purring. Like he's not mad. He just sounds like he is.
Okay.
He's a weirdo.
That's cool. Welcome to the team, cat.
Yep, exactly. He's one of us.
He's probably a Terminator.
Yes, definitely Terminator cats.
He's absolutely a flirkin.
Here's where we get in some cool shit, folks. Called shots. Everybody asks me about called shots in almost every single role-playing game I've ever played. Can I shoot him in the arm? No. Can I shoot him in the leg so he can't walk? No. Can I shoot him in the head and kill him? No. In this game, you can shoot people with called shots.
Sweet.
Yes.
Which means if you shoot someone and do an excessive amount of successes on them, excessive successes, that's a tongue twister, you can either do that damage or you can do a limb hit.
Oh, cool.
So you can choose to, if you have rolled on your successes, 3 skill dice that exceed the specific target number of successes, which is 10. Then you can hit an arm. 4, you hit an arm or a leg, your choice. 5 or more, headshot. What does that mean? If you hit an arm, if you don't choose, it's random. But if he only has 1 arm left, and that arm happens to be holding a weapon, disarmed. If you do at least 2 hit points of damage, that target is wounded in that arm, which basically means that they have a -2 to all strength and dexterity related skills with that arm. If you shoot him in the leg, if you do at least 2 points of damage, changes their speed to half of their closing speed because they're crawling on the ground. Rounding up. They have, again, -2 to strength and dexterity related skills using their legs. Anything that uses legs, -2 strength and dexterity. If both of their legs are wounded in such a fashion, they cannot move and they are under the immobile condition. If you get that headshot, boom, that's an additional 6 damage to what you have already rolled.
Nice.
And they are stunned, which is also another condition. Headshot. Bad to get it, good to give it. Okay, let's talk about that armor, yo. So armor has 2 different characteristics, PV, or penetration value, and resistance. Armor damage, which is a weapon characteristic, reduces the resistance of an armor. So if you have 12 resistance, think of it like in Fallout. If your armor starts taking a whole lot of damage and you don't repair it, when it loses all of its durability, that's essentially what it is, then it is useless. So if your armor damage on a weapon starts reducing the resistance of any armor, when that resistance hits 0, it loses its ability to mitigate the damage that comes in. Penetration value. Make sense?
She said.
Penetration always has value.
And can we repair?
You can repair weapons and armor at certain places and with certain skills that you have. And yes, of course you can. But you cannot do it easily.
Mid-combat.
Right. It can't be like, oh, in the middle of combat, ding, ding, oh, my armor's fine. Or
Is it like kind of like a short rest or a long rest?
I
kind
think
of
it's
thing?
probably going to take more than a short rest to, repair a plasma blast to your flak vest. So
Yeah, that's what I was just going to
yeah,
ask.
it might take some time and materials and a
Yeah,
skill test
and all
or
that
two.
fun stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna take a drink.
Do it.
Oh, so good. Health. There's no saving throws in this game.
Oh no.
You hit the proverbial 0 on your HP, you dead.
I will remember.
That's it. It's as grognardish can be. You hit HP equals 0, you dead. If your hit points are less than 6, you are in the critical condition, which you'll see on the table on the right. They have suffered major damage and is close to death. You have -2 to your strength and dex, cumulative with whatever else you have included in wounds. -1 concentration, -1 cool. Can't move faster than their closing speed. But as soon as you go over 6 hit points, your critical condition goes away. If you have endurance, your critical condition is not 6 hit points, it is 4 hit points.
Nice.
So if you have endurance, the endurance skill, your critical condition low value is moved down,
Sweet.
which is great. If you are wounded, you mark those wounds on your character sheet. If you are wounded in, for example, the arm, you are bleeding and lose, I think, 1 hit point every 10 minutes or something like that until you
20.
have 20 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Unless you're a hemophiliac.
Yeah, unless you're hemophiliac, and then it's like, oh, my arm.
Goodbye.
The rules you have here look like they're from core because the rules in the quick start were hemophiliac, it's 1 point every 10 minutes. instead
Yeah.
of 20.
Yeah. I think they changed things around because they're
Yeah.
like,
No, I was just saying, I remember reading that and I was like, that's cool that that's a thing you could have in this game. Like,
that's a trait.
how human.
Yeah. Only human.
Mhm.
Healing and recovery. You want to know if you can actually heal in this game? Sure you can. If you're bleeding, you'll need a medical intervention to stop that. That would be nice so you don't keep bleeding out. Willpower, as I said earlier, can be recovered with any act of decency. And if you want to get into that, we can sort of like really drill down into what things recover willpower specifically. But just say, like, if you do nice things and the director's like, yeah, that's good. That shows really how human you really are. Yeah, everybody gets some willpower back. Yeah. And then the Terminators come. Fuck, willpower! You know?
Now, I know it's only a one shot, But if our character dies, is it like Alien where we get a new PC? Or are we
I mean, I have some backups. Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So like if you die in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Harper gets
I'm here-
blown away, and it's like,
I'm here to
hey,
avenge
look,
my father.
hey, it's Harper.
Yeah.
Who knew?
It's Flarper.
It's Flarper.
It's Harper's twin sister.
Yeah.
Also named Harper.
Terminators.
Because it's a unisex name.
Could you do that again, Ashley?
That's the Flop Boys. I'm here to fight the Terminators.
Don't.
I think you may have just broken several people.
Jesus fucking
It's not
Christ.
even my voice. That's our Matt's flarp.
Oh.
He's a
Matt's
kobold.
broken.
Oh,
And
Matt.
that's his
For a
voice.
second.
He's the one that says, "Can we get these wings to go?"
I didn't want to spoil it. This is actually Bassett's character voice, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
for like,
damn it.
spoiling the surprise for next
damn it!
week.
Damn it!
Ah,
Damn it!
shit. That's it. Game's canceled.
Okay.
No.
All right, and
Sorry.
This is interesting. If you're prone, it takes a whole action to get back up again.
yes, Miss Deadite. If I understand the rules, it's possible to cause emotional damage and do life point damage. You're right, 100%, Miss Deadite. You are completely correct. Emotional
Yeah, I know.
damage.
That's what he's most excited about. Let's be honest.
I've always been. Although, to be honest, it's a one shot, right? What does it matter to me how much emotional damage I do? Okay, let's keep going. We've only got another, I don't know, five more pages. Hacking. Okay, now here's where I come into a little bit of a conflict here, folks, and I'm going to explain why. There are two different types of hacking rules. The Quick Start Beta comes with one set, and the core rules come with another set. The Quick Start Beta has, I think, a pretty decent way of initiating hacking. If any of you have ever played the Cyberpunk Red RPG or anything similar to it, Cyberpunk RPG, you will see something similar to that with a sort of a network diagram which has specific icons, and you spend turns sort of I'm gleaming the cube, right?
Great underrated
Nerd.
Christian Slater movie.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So you can hack systems in this game. They come into context specifically probably when you're in the midst of taking actions other than hacking. Otherwise, it would be kind of like, well, what do you do on your turn? Okay, well, I do this. Okay, well, we're not in combat, so what else do you want to do? Well, everyone else is just fucking twiddling their thumbs, and you're like, I'm hacking. I'm fucking hacking. I'm the hacker. And everyone's like,
I'm in the
that's great. That's great. That's cool. We'll just wait for your hacking session to be over, and then we can actually get back to role-playing. Versus doing hacking while you are in, let's say, the middle of, I don't know, a combat. When you're like, got one guy who's like, as my entire computer shuts down. And I think it actually did just shut down. I just completely shut down my computer. Good job, man. Fuck my life. I literally typed.
Skills.
Yeah,
You're
it's
still
fine.
in Zoom.
I know. I'm still in Zoom, and luckily the stream is still going. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm such a fucking moron. All
That
right.
was a messy success.
Yeah, that was a very messy success. Everyone's like, what happened to the stream? Oh my God. Let's go back. I have to open up all my fucking tabs here.
Matt
again.
was
Oh,
acting
20's
and he
gone.
got excited.
I do this. I'm sorry. Let's go back.
Is the stream going to crash?
No, the stream will not crash.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
all
we're
right.
back. We're back. Hacked for real. Feels good, man. 100% Riz. All right, let's go back. Oh, God, my life. All right.
Did we make it into the mainframe, Matt?
Fuck you, Ashley. All right. Stop it. Hacking. Yeah, so we have two different types of hacking, really. All right, there's the old beta version and then there's the new version. The old beta version, I think, is a little simpler than the new beta version, but the new beta version, or the new version in the core rules, it does have its merits. So I want to sort of give you guys a rundown really quickly of both hacking systems, and then I'll ask you what you want to do, because I can make them both work for the one shot. So the way it works in the quick start beta is hacking is very similar to the way it's done in the core rulebook. There's just a slight change in the way it's done. Number one, the first thing that you do when you hack, pay attention, Septur, this is for you, baby, is you use a computer skill action to initiate the hack. Basically, what you're doing is you're attempting to try to get into a system to accomplish a certain goal. But the system has its own deterrence. It has a system, security system, which is going to attempt to stop you. Anyone ever play that game? Like, I think it's called NetHack on Steam. I think it's called NetHack. Is it called NetHack? Anyone know what I'm talking about? It's a really cool like hacking game where you basically try to like pretend like you're a hacker. You try to get into certain systems, and you have to put certain things in there in the way of tracing, and you do trace routes. I'm a giant like IT nerd, so things like that sort of really tickle my funny bone when I see like the kind of things. And it's actually not like it's not completely unrealistic, but this is what someone's idea of hacking I think probably was. The way it works is you execute the vulnerability scan. Every system has an encryption value. That's the target of your initial test and every other computer skill test once you're hacking a system. More complicated computer systems will have a higher encryption value. But you'll initiate your computer skill, you'll use that target value, and hopefully you'll get a success. If you get a success, then you're in. Crack. You've executed your vulnerability scan, and you can start your hack anywhere within the system based on the icon, which is called an IO port. The IO port is where you start your hacks at, right? It looks like a triangle right there in the top right. That's where you can start from. So if you've succeeded to a certain degree, depending on how many successes that you get, you can start at any particular place on the map to start your hack. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. If you fail, then it's random where you start from based on the IO port. Like some maps have one IO port, some have like 3 IO ports. But if you fail, you could end up starting your hack attempt at like a very inconvenient IO port. And if you fail, NetSec or network security is triggered. Basically, if you think about it, NetSec is kind of like the ghosts in Pac-Man. Yeah. But they're not chasing you. They're spreading throughout the system, trying to capture your attempt. Your icon is sort of like moving from node to node, trying to get to certain subroutines to capture that subroutine and activate a certain subroutine to do a certain thing. Turn on a light, activate a turret, drop the floor out from under the bad guys, whatever it is. When you get to that certain subroutine, you can capture it, you can activate it, you can get shit done. But if NetSec gets to you before you can do that, or burns all the nodes between you and the exit, then you are immediately ejected from the system. Make sense?
It sounds kind of familiar to the hacking minigame in like Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Yes!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Very similar to that. Miss Deadeye, what if we use a dolphin to hack systems instead? I don't have it.
They always critically succeed. That's why. That's what happens. So they were classed as OP, so they're not in the game, unfortunately.
I mean, now I just wish I had like one of those 1980s power gloves.
You have no idea. I wanted one so bad.
You can still get them on eBay or shit. Okay, cool.
They'll make one for the Switch soon enough.
They most likely will. You are completely correct. So, okay.
Gotta call myself Hackman.
Oh God.
Lord.
A hacker man.
Okay. So yeah, essentially these are the different kinds of icons that you'll see in a specific network map. The triangles are your input-output ports or I/O ports. Directories are the circles. Basically, there's nothing to be done there. That's just a sort of a stepping stone to an actual access node. Different types of access nodes will allow you to do certain things. So if you have an access node with a plus on it, that basically means in order to capture it, you need to capture all of the nodes around it before you can capture that node. If you capture a node with a little line through it, that's called an OR access node. So instead of capturing every access node around it, just one of them. If you capture one access node next to an OR access node, you can capture that access node. And then finally, the goodies, the big blue hexagonal icons. Those are the subroutines. Those are what you're aiming for, right? If you want to do a certain thing within a computer system, you capture those subroutines and you can do shit.
So basically, they just want me to see if I can like create like a set path.
Exactly. If you create a set path to a subroutine, you can access that subroutine, capture it, and then do the shit.
Are the subroutines labeled on the map so you know what
They
they do before you
are.
get there?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. You see
So
the
this is
entire network map.
No, it's
But it
basically
tells you exactly what it does. I guess.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like connect the dots, basically.
It is. It's exactly like connect the
Just
dots.
without actually trying to come across like the AI's own
Spreading
path.
tentacles of doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we find my character trying to hack, we know we're in deep shit. But that doesn't mean I don't want to understand the rules.
I can just imagine Tony's just like,
Boom. Oh, Tony
B
100% types like
dot
this.
X.
I think no, he's dexterous enough that he's a
delete
2-finger typer, but he's a
IB
2-finger
dot
typer.
X slash delete. Fuck. When you
Erase
attempt
all pictures
CD
of Tony.
colon backslash, does that still work? I don't know.
CD dot. So yes, okay. So when you start hacking, you execute your vulnerability scan. You're in the system, right? If you fail, you activate NetSec. That's bad. It starts to hunt for you. It starts to spread out and burn the nodes from where it starts to wherever you're at. If you succeed, then you not only go in through the system, but you actually can choose whatever IO port that you're coming from. Now, here's what you can do on your turn. You can log out successfully, or securely, I should say. Like if you have a path back to your start, log out, system doesn't even know you're there. You can move your token to a specific, point on the map. You can capture a specific icon, which you're going to need to in order to get to a subroutine that you don't have access to. And then after that, after those particular actions, NetSec gets to go. If NetSec is dormant and you haven't triggered NetSec, it's sleepy time for NetSec. NetSec doesn't do anything. But if NetSec is triggered, hunt begins. Starts the hunt. Right? They spread out and burn nodes between them and wherever they have already burned. Example, if NetSec is active, all of the nodes around a burned node are burned. What does this mean when a node is burned? Well, let's go on to our next slide and I'll show you. If you look at the bottom of the screen, a NetSec response burn cycle. Burn all nodes next to a burned node. So the first thing a NetSec does is it burns its own node. Can't get near it. Burn nodes cannot be passed or captured. It's like burning a bridge. Burned subroutines become exploited by NetSec. So that means NetSec can do the shit that you want it to do if they burn a subroutine that, let's say, I don't know, turns off the air in a room.
Ugh.
Or turns on the turrets that you were trying to get to. Oops. And you cannot pass through a burned node. So if your path back to an IO port was burned, you can't get back out that way for a secure exit. If you don't get out and you need to make an emergency exit from the system, guess who gets alerted to your presence?
No.
6 letters, starts with S and ends with T.
No.
Uh-huh.
Scott?
Scott with 6 letters, with 3 T's. Scott.
Scott with a stutter.
Scott.
Broke Sarah.
You did.
So that's
Actually,
why
it was Scott. It's like saying Scott while riding a bike down a cobblestone.
Scott.
Scott.
Now I'm going to call Skynet Scott from here on out. Just saying.
It's
I think that might no, that sounds like something my character would do just to be a dick.
Yeah. To make it harder for the NetSec, however, if you as the hacker want to do some cool shit, because you're a hacker, if you get really great successes on your captures and exploits, you can drop bombs in the way in the form of countermeasures. You could drop a Trojan or drop a spam bot, which basically, as you can see on the slide here, Trojans, if you deploy it on your node, any node infected with that Trojan will remain passable for you, even if it's burned.
Nice.
Which is great. Allows you to get to where you want to and hopefully maybe even get out of the fucking system. If you drop a spam bot on your current node, when that node is burned, NetSec freezes for a turn and doesn't burn any more nodes. It's like
AKA DDoS.
Yes, it's a DDoS attack, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't compute. What the fuck is all this spam? I don't get it. And it just stops. It doesn't burn any more nodes for the next turn. Only one countermeasure can be deployed per node. So you can't drop a spam bot and a Trojan on the same node. And their effects do not stack.
So it is basically like a gamble.
It is, absolutely. Yeah. Everything in this game is a gamble. That's why it's fun.
Just Trojan everything, and then you just go right back once you...
Right back where you started from.
Yeah.
Well, because it looked like I was looking up top, you can use additional success die
To capture additional nodes.
to like keep moving, but
Absolutely,
you can't
yeah.
Trojan every single one of them. So like you could Trojan the one you started on,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's still two in between that might get burned if you were
Exactly.
like moved three. Yeah.
Right. And if you fuck up and you trigger NetSec again, it burns additional nodes, not just the ones that it's around that are around the burned nodes. It burns 2 nodes out from each burned
Yikes.
node.
It's like pandemic. All right.
It is. It gets worse. It's virally growing every time you trigger NetSec. So don't trigger NetSec. Don't fuck up on your computer rolls. No pressure. Just saying. So that's essentially the hacking quick start beta. There's one more slide, and there's an example here too. This is on slide 24.
Ugh.
If you want to go fast, gotta go fast. You can brute force this shit. If you don't give a fuck about NetSec and you don't care and you want to get through this thing fast, you can actually brute force the hack. You can use it for your vulnerability scan when you're entering the system. You can use it for any capture or any exploit test that you're doing. Basically, you brute force it. You say before you do it, I'm going to brute force this shit. It adds 1 to your skill dice, but it auto triggers NetSec once. If you fuck up and you do serious failure on that, even after you brute force it, 3 times the burn cycle. Not twice, not once. Serious failure. Regular failure is twice. It burns it twice. Serious failure, like you don't even get a single success or your skill rolls, no success. 3 times the failure. Burn, burn, burn.
So it's like NetSec torching the system.
Exactly. Yeah. Does this make sense? Hacking took me a long time to make sense of, but I'm glad that this is all.
Yeah.
This is
No,
all.
gonna have to-
that's-
Actually
fine.
makes more sense than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah. Listen, I played video games. I know what I'm doing.
Sep is
play
like,
video games.
Yes,
I know what I'm doing.
yes, I get it. The hacking. Okay, cool. So here we have an example of a hack. Number 1. Turn 1, hacker X, let's call them Septur, rolls their vulnerability scan and gets an excellent success on their vulnerability scan. Chooses the specific IO port in the top right rather than the bottom left. Turn 2, rolls another computer skill roll. Again, able to capture 2 nodes with their success. So they capture the one right sort of below the port. With each one that you capture, it gets a check mark, right? So goes down from the top to the circle, captures that one, and then captures the one because they're aiming for that H subroutine because it exploits a hydraulics. So they go down, they capture the one below it, and then they go up to the top left and they capture the second one. So they captured 2. They're on their way. Solid. Turn 3. Holy shit, captured 2 more nodes. And we got even more successes. We can actually pump 2 captures. We captured the one to the left of it, the diamond, and we're going to put a spam on that circle. We're going to put a spam on that one. Before we move, we're going to spam that one, and then we're going to capture the node to the left of it. Solid. Turn 4. We move to the H subroutine, and we roll to exploit it with a brute force attack. Okay, because I'm getting tired. I don't know what's going on outside, but I got to get through this shit. I got to make sure I get to the hydraulics. So we're going to brute force this. I need the additional success. Oh, fuck. NetSec is triggered. Now NetSec is active. They start in the bottom right-hand corner where that little pentagon is with the exclamation point. So they trigger their burn cycle twice because even with the brute force attack that they rolled, Septur fails. Doesn't fail completely, fails just normally, which unfortunately burns twice. So burns the one that they're on, bottom right-hand corner, and then burns the one above it. Shit, this is bad. If, for example, the next turn comes, guess what happens? It's going to burn again because it's active, which means that the node that would allow Septur to get back to the original IO port in the top right-hand corner will be burned. So instead, Septur's like, fuck this. I can't chance this. I got to secure logout. So she uses his turn, secure logout, done.
So question, if you spam, what is the point of spamming if NetSec is not active?
Because if
Would it
NetSec does
delay
get
that?
active,
Okay.
right. So if, like I said, spam allows a delay of the burn for a turn.
Oh, so it would just delay the burning of that node. Oh, okay. It doesn't wipe out their turn. It just
No. Like I said before, spam, if the NetSec hits that particular node,
if it hits that node. Okay.
it freezes. It's like, I can't compute, and it completely stops the NetSec turn from happening the next turn.
The next turn after it hits the node with spam on it.
Correct.
Okay, cool. That was the thing I didn't quite process. Got it.
Fantastic.
But if they are on that, that means you can't go back through it. So if in this example,
if they got there,
they missed a turn,
he would have time to pass.
He wouldn't be able to get back for a secure logout.
If that's correct, that's correct. That's why Septur chose not to do anything further on their turn. Septur decided, instead of exploiting that subroutine, because they failed with that brute force attack to hit that subroutine. So instead, he was just like, fuck it, I got to get back to my peeps. And whoop, out he goes with a secure logout.
Now, if they had made it to that node, but it would delay the burn for a turn, could you still pass through it while they're there?
Not unless you put a Trojan. Not unless you put a Trojan.
Okay, only if there was a Trojan on it. Okay.
So if there was a Trojan there.
So that's actually a weird place to put a spam. A Trojan would have made more sense.
Probably, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
That's what I was going to say, because if there was a Trojan there, then...
Yep.
And
he could pass down south, and if he had to go to that node to the south, would that be considered an emergency logout?
He'd have to get all the way down there. Take a look at the amount of, but he has no path to get down to the IO port because none of those nodes are captured.
Yeah,
he would have to capture them on his way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he would still be able to, if that had been a Trojan instead of a spam, he would have still been able to pass through it.
Exactly.
To get there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's a choice between Trojan and spam. Okay.
Yeah.
So an emergency logout is just logging out through a port other than the one you logged in through.
No, emergency logout is basically getting out through a port And when you emergency log out, you alert Skynet to your presence. You're like, fuck! And you just like literally just pull the plug out of the system.
Is an emergency logout also a speed run logout like the secure logout?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
We'll have to check it, but I'm pretty sure.
That's what I was saying. So, like, had he, for whatever reason, chosen to log out, I keep trying to ping it like when we're all 20, had chosen to log out through the one down at the bottom.
Securely or emergency?
So you can securely log out of an IO port other than the one you logged into.
Of course, as long as there's a path.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So if he captured all the nodes on the way there and got there, then he could securely log out.
Absolutely. As long as there's a path and nothing is burned, then you can securely log out.
Emergency logout is just you're not even at an IO port. You just pull the plug.
You just pull the plug on the computer.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but in the example, he probably couldn't because NetSec is burning 2 at a time, right?
At this point in time, it burned twice because he failed on a brute force. The next turn, NetSec would burn 1 because it's active. Right, so all of the nodes.
2 after a
no, it only burns 2 after a brute force failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 2, then 1, then 1, then 1.
1 if it's active every turn. Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That clarified for me.
All you motherfuckers who have never played a hacker, who don't want to play hackers, this probably scared the shit out of you right now. It's like, oh my God, hacking.
It sounds like my job as a medic is to keep the hacker alive because I don't want to do it.
Not that bad.
The trade-off of being a hacker, the trade-off of being a hacker is you may not be able to shoot real far or real fast or beat the fuck out of a Terminator. But goddamn, you get your hands on a computer, you can do some really amazing shit. That's the trade-off. You find a subroutine to be like, oh, I find all the information on where they're going in time.
Cool.
Nice.
So Tony and Davis are our hackers, I think, for this.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Just because I want to get...
That's why I made a joke about nobody wants me doing that. Tony is not a hacker.
I want to get to combat, and I think that the second version of hacking, which is the core rules, we can get to in between now and the game. And you guys can determine whether or not hacking... Because it's additional...
I just scrolled down and looked at that, and it gave me a headache.
It is like you have to use progress points to do certain things. It's a little complicated, and I think you can do it, but I'd like this because it's easy. Like, the actions are the same. And it's easy. There's just a different amount of nodes, different pathways in the core version. It's a little bit harder to grasp, but we can use either one. I think. What I really want to do is ask if you guys have any questions.
No, but I'm gonna run to the bathroom if we're about to start killing stuff.
Well,
I'll be right back.
We may in fact do that because there's like all the core rules, hack. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
very cool.
So
I just had the questions about hacking. That's why it was quite, because I was like,
yeah,
how is it supposed to work in this game?
Yeah, I will have to review it, and I will.
That's cool.
So I don't think it'll be a problem.
Yeah, this will go up on YouTube in case anybody wants to review all the stuff and the things.
I mean, the grunt's way of hacking is to just break the computer.
Smash the keyboard.
Yeah, that
works.
That's not the best. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay. When Sarah gets back, we're gonna do a little bit of a combat.
Nice.
Just to sort of just see if we're gonna do this the right way. I think.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we roll initiative?
We will be rolling initiative. But let me I guess I'll move you to the map. There's a map. It's not a Cyren map. It is a map that I just got just for the demo for this.
Cool.
You're clearly in a very desolate place, perhaps.
So many bones.
So many skulls.
So difficult terrain then?
No. Let me just.
So is blue hair? Is that Harper below me?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this. Actually, since we're just showing off the scene here. Let's do this. First of all, let me just adjust my map screen because I think I've goofed a little bit here with the map. And yeah, we're gonna learn about your characters, I think, a little bit later. But what I want to do is just sort of go through a standard, a standard, just round or two of combat here, with the 5 of you against a nice old man who you met along the road.
Yeah.
A nice old man. Until as you passed by him, the 5 of you on patrol, he's like, "Can you spare any food for me? Can you spare any?" And like his voice jitters. And the 5 of you were like, have been told by TechCom to always watch for the ones that stutter because their voice modulators are out of sync. And as the 5 of you turn, like he's just standing in the road, his head is jittering, and then like he just straightens up and you hear, and he throws his cloak off, and underneath his cloak, he's holding a P-30 plasma rifle.
Well, shit.
So let's go ahead and let me just adjust this wonderful map.
Is this the old man?
Also, if you
Where is the old man on this map?
I will show you.
Right here.
Oh,
select,
he's. I needed. Why do
in
I
the
have
chat
this?
menu, you can actually select your character, and that actually brings up what your character looks like.
Yes.
Oh no, I know what my character looks like. I wasn't sure who other people were.
I'm pretty sure we're
Yeah, our
everyone on
enemy's
the
here.
left.
Yes, your
Yeah, now I
enemy
see
is
I
here.
needed to zoom out. My
Here, let
screen was
me
too-
give
my
you a
screen was
shift
too
C.
small.
There we go. There he is.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, all these like flies are buzzing around him. He has this awful stench. You thought it was just, like old people stink, but no, it's the smell of necrotizing flesh.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Bald
Indeed.
guy is Davis.
So yeah, let me just bring everybody into the position of who is who. Those of you in chat who are watching the stream obviously see everybody's character in the bottom corner of their little Zoom window, but let me just go with who's first. All right, so we've got Davis. That is Septur.
Yay.
He's the
Nice.
techie of the group. Then we've got
I'm
Tony.
bald.
We got Tony. There's Tony.
So me.
Then we got Minguez. There's Minguez.
Nice.
Helmet. Yeah.
Then we have Basset. There's Basset.
That's me.
Oh, sorry, that's Harper. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Harper.
that's Harper.
I
Durr.
thought Harper had
That's
blue
Harper.
hair. That's
Yeah,
why
I couldn't
confused.
find a good token with blue hair who
Oh,
had
okay.
one eye. And this is actually from the art in the book. I'm like, oh, look, someone with one eye.
Nice.
Wait, didn't they
That'll
have
work.
blue hair? Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like blue. It probably was originally blonde. You colored it blue.
I was like, send it to me. I'll try to Photoshop it for you.
Okay, I will. And then finally, Basset is the medic who smokes all the time.
Nice.
All right. So with that, let's pop in our little turn order here and let's roll initiative.
It's rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you some music because why the fuck not, right?
So whatever I roll is actually +1.
Okay, we'll adjust. Let me
So it's
think.
actually a 10.
How
I'll
about...
fix it myself. There we
There
go.
we
Oh, I forgot to click my.
Let's go.
Nice.
Forgot to click my token.
Just roll
Oh.
again and then edit it.
I'll just roll again.
Okay.
Oh, right. I'm like
Well,
panicking
it's
on
pretty
the
much
card.
the same initiative. to
Where's
me.
initiative? I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah, initiative is I think on the sort of on the right hand side of the screen.
It's on the right-hand side at the very top of your
of
character,
the character sheet. Yeah.
Oh,
And
there
make
it
sure you
is.
click your token before you hit roll initiative.
Adopt.
There you go.
Yeah. Here, let me try one more time. Sorry.
No problem. No problem. Take
There
your
we
time.
go. Got it.
Awesome. All right. So let me roll for our T800 series infiltrator unit. Holy crap. Look at this. All right. Here we go.
Oh, there.
Blip.
Wait,
15. All right. So I'm going to now say that the T800, unfortunately, is the fastest in the initiative order here.
Not
amongst
great.
Folks.
Okay.
So let's start at the bottom. Basset with 9. Basset, what is your action?
Great question, Matt. Is there cover available on this map?
I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys are walking along this sort of road of skulls.
As one does.
Yeah, as one does. I would say there's not a lot of cover except maybe like this tree over here.
Yeah, there's a couple of dead trees. I think that's your best bet.
I would say the tree would give you light cover.
Okay, you know what? He's far enough away. Well, he doesn't look that tough to me, you guys. I'll aim.
All right. Now, here's the cool thing about aiming. We didn't really go through that, but aiming will give you an additional, I think, +1 cumulative on your success die, but it takes up your whole action.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do, because now, as I don't know what I'm doing, and that seemed easy.
Fantastic. All right, Basset is aiming. I'm going to put a little aim marker on you, Basset.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? Let's go to Tony. Tony, who's next?
Would we assume we know how fast these guys are?
I would say that you have seen Terminators. They don't run unless they are chasing someone. Most of the time, infiltrator units, especially the T6 and 700 series, 600s had rubber skin, easy to spot. The 700 series are starting to wear flesh, but they easily decay. You've seen T6 and 700 series run. They're as fast as any normal human when they run.
Fast as a normal human. Okay. Then I will also aim.
Okay. Cool. Minguez.
I think Minguez, seeing as essentially, lore-wise, she's essentially the commander of this party.
She is.
She's just gonna yell out, "Get down!"
Okay. And what's your action?
To go into a crouch position, if that's a action I can do.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really. I mean, it's. Let me just check and see if there's anything that would do that.
Oh well, I was more going for like a kind of persuasion check to see if I can get the rest of the crew to duck.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that you can do. Well, you don't need to persuade them if you just command them to duck. I would say if you're going to. This is the kind of cool thing about these skills.
Tactics?
Yeah, I'm going to say. If you want to try to hide, you can make like a stealth check.
Well, I don't really want to hide.
Okay. If you're just trying to improve everybody's idea of like
What's
situational
happening?
awareness, then you can make a tactics roll.
Okay. So what's my target number?
This is a pretty easy command that you've given, so like 7.
7. Okay. This guy's modifier is.
Oh, hey, sup?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Richard.
Skill dice modifier.
This will get much easier, I think, with time.
Yeah.
It's always tough in a new system.
What's that?
Okay, so you have 1 success on your attacks and 3 success. So that's actually a pretty darn good success. I would say that this is going to give. I'm going to give, as a bonus with your tactics, I'm going to give you all an additional +1 skill die to any action next turn.
Cool.
Okay.
Aiming is either +1 to your success die or
Or an additional skill die. Right, exactly.
Or an additional
skill die success. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Most people
That's
choose the
exactly.
one on the success because it increases their chances of actually succeeding.
Do you
You
have to
said-
choose before you roll?
You do have to choose. That's correct.
Okay.
And you just said that that tactics roll just gave all of us a +1 on whatever we do our next turn.
Skill die, +1 skill die.
+1 skill die, plus a skill die success, or just +1 on.
Just
our skill
+1 skill die.
die? Oh, just we get an extra skill die.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so that's Minguez's turn. Harper, you're up.
All right. So Harper pulls out his plasma rifle, and he's going to aim.
Okay.
He's going to aim. That's the whole action, is to aim.
That
right?
is, that is your declared action, which is you're going to aim.
Yeah.
Okay. Davis.
That's it. Yeah.
I want to run to cover.
Okay, super. So you can run your full charge, or I should say your, not closing speed, but your What's the other speed?
Rushing.
Rushing speed, which is, I think, 5. So you can move 5 squares in any direction.
Well, I mean.
Yep, right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, move him right here.
Yep, move him on over. Boom. So yeah, you're like, ah! Okay, well that was your intention anyway to move 5. The T-800, after whipping out its plasma rifle, sees you about to run and fires at you, Davis. So before you shoot, before you run, it shoots at you. Yeah, this is the good thing about being first in initiative. Here we go. So it will shoot a it can shoot a single shot, a burst, or 10 shots from its plasma rifle.
Oh God.
So it will choose it will just choose a single plasma shot. Okay. Come on. Roll. Oh, it didn't roll. That's not cool.
And we all technically should have just lost willpower because we saw a Terminator.
That's true. You should lose 2 willpower, all of you. I don't know why this did not roll. Maybe it's something.
Mine's
you have
not
to hit
rolling
the roll
either.
right at the end.
Your ranged weapon is not rolling? Maybe it's something.
I tried it like earlier in the night. It didn't work.
Okay, I think it's probably because the name of the weapon wasn't one of the drop downs. That's sort of obnoxious, but oh, jeez. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to change the name. 2d10. I'm going to change the name to one of the ranged weapons. And I'm going to choose all the other. I'm changing all the other stats for it too, because that's stupid. I should have tested this. Apologies, folks. All right.
That's
AD
why we're in
was
session
2.
Yeah,
Minimum
exactly.
damage, I think, was 4. Yeah, 2d10 minus 5. No, plus 5. That's ridiculous. All right, so this may say like true shot sniper, but it's actually really not. It's actually a plasma weapon. Here we go. Oh, target number is 10. There we go. Success. I think it's 0. Skill dice. Boom. Okay.
Oof.
No success, so it passes. It blasts. Actually, oh, I'm sorry. Did I say pew? I meant to say.
Is there music playing by the way?
Oh, nice.
Yes, there is music playing.
Is there?
Hells
Yeah.
yes, there's music playing.
I
Oh,
don't
it
hear
sounds
anything.
dope.
You need to turn up your volume. Davis, it misses you. That's its turn.
Ugh.
Davis, you do make it to cover. Harper, you have aimed. Minguez, you have issued
everybody
forth
to
your
get down.
command, which gives everybody their success die, or I should say, their skill die. Tony aims, and Basset aims. Okay. Now that's the whole turn. We're back to what we want to do the next turn. That's it.
Cool.
Who's next? Basset. What's your command? Or I should say, what is your action?
Since Basset aimed, they will go ahead and fire their assault rifle.
Solid.
All right.
Hopefully this works.
Do I click on
We
that?
don't-
Click
Do
on the
we
die
roll
all
it-
the way to the right hand.
Do we roll it now, or do we wait until we've all declared and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we do our action?
That's right. That's right. You
Okay.
declare your actions and then bam, 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 bam. That's right.
There.
Thank you.
I declare I'm going to fire my assault rifle.
Okay, that will give you a. Do you want to use your +1 for your success or a skill die? From your
Success.
aim? Okay, cool.
And the skill die.
All right,
Can
Tony.
you- Can you do both?
Nope, one or the other.
No, we'll all, but
Because
we'll
aim
also
for
get the.
skill
Oh,
skill
that's right,
die
because the
from
skill die
Minguez.
from the
+1
from the
from
command from
So
Minguez.
to
That's
roll
right.
an extra skill die, will we just type roll 1d10?
When you shoot, it'll ask you when you shoot.
But the
it'll ask you
modifier
for-
it's a point modifier, not a number of skill die.
That's
modifier.
true. That's true.
So after the roll, we'll just have to roll a d10.
No, because you get an automatic success on your skill die, so that's just a 10. That's an
Oh,
automatic
that's
success.
what you gave us from Minguez.
That's
oh,
right.
You gave us an auto success. Okay, cool.
No, from the aim. The aim
No,
gives
I'm
you.
asking. I am asking. What did you give us from Minguez's command? Was
Oh,
it
yes.
+1 to our skill die or an extra skill?
No,
die?
an extra skill die.
So to roll the extra skill die, we'll just have to roll a d10.
No. You. Oh, actually, yes.
So, yeah,
roll a
to
d10.
fire the pistol, it's one.
Yeah,
it's-
because the modifier gives you a point modifier.
That's
not an
correct.
extra die.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you an extra. die.
Okay, that's what I was clarifying.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
So now it's Tony's turn, or at least to declare.
Tony is going to do exactly what Basset did. I'm going to use I'm going to fire on him with my heavy pistol.
Mhm.
I'm going to use a +1 to my skill die from my aim, and then I'll have +1 to my success die from the aim, and then the extra skill die from Minguez.
Meow. Solid. Okay, good
Meow.
choice. Minguez, what are you doing?
Minguez is seeing the. Well, Minguez is just gonna not aim, but just fire.
Okay. Harper.
You muted?
Yes, I am. Thank
There
you.
we go.
He's Harper is going to fire his plasma rifle. It's raining here, so
You have a plasma rifle?
yeah.
Fuck
There
me.
we go.
I got an M25 plasma rifle. So I was aiming with it, so it's gonna be a +1 to my success die, and I'm also gonna use the +1 skill die, which is a +1 to the value, right? the
One of
skill
you
die.
guys has a plasma
Nope.
rifle. I think
Or
one of
no,
you guys has a
+1
plasma
dice.
pistol. Who has the plasma pistol?
You get an extra skill
I-
success
Okay.
from Minguez. That's what I just clarified with that. Extra skill success from Minguez. +1 to success die from your aim.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. That's
Maybe
for the
it's
attack.
basically-
plasma pistol. I tried to adjust it because I was trying. Mine isn't rolling either, so
Okay.
maybe I retyped rifle instead of pistol.
That's fine.
It's a pistol. Yeah.
Okay. If it doesn't
Cool.
roll again, don't worry. I think I can fix it.
All right. All right.
Give it a shot. If not, I'll.
You want me to try now?
Yeah, try one more time, and if not, then I think I'll fix it.
Oh, now it's working. Here we go. Target number doesn't matter, right?
Nope.
It's 10.
It's 10.
It's 10. Success die. It's +1 on that. Sorry.
So just put a 1, not the plus.
Yeah, don't hit a plus.
Got it. Skill dice modifier
Nothing.
Nothing.
1. Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Oh, beautiful. I think you could headshot that fucker with the extra skill die success.
So
Right.
yeah,
Was
you
that just a test? Because we still have to go up and then back, right?
technically, yeah, that was you. What we should have done is before you shot, we actually do need to go up to Davis and then up to the T800. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, technically we shouldn't have had you roll that then.
Okay.
Right. This is declare and then the actual actions, but I'll keep it for now.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So Harper, you shoot Davis. What do you do?
Let's see. I think we're barely made it to cover. I guess I'll try to set up to see if I can like aim my assault rifle at it.
Okay. So you're gonna aim.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, let me put you a little aim marker on you, and I'll take the aim markers off y'all who just aimed. Cool. All right. The T800 will move its closing speed, bang bang, and then will fire at the closest target, who is Tony.
All right.
With its plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. And I'm gonna make it do a burst shot.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, I don't know if it can. Oh no, it keeps flipping it back to 1. Fuck it, I'll just make it do a single shot. I'll fix these weapons before the actual game. Here we go. All right, so this is the actual actions now going through. So here we go, starting from top down. No successes. All right, and then in order, Davis aims. Harper shoots and gets that as success. So Harper, you will get.
That didn't come through on mine. Weird.
Yeah, I see Harper's attack. Harper
I
got
do
one
not
success. Sorry, Harper got 1 success and 4 skill successes, doing 7 damage. And armor damage 3. Do other people see Harper's roll? Yes, we can all see Harper's roll.
Okay, for some reason I don't. Weird.
So you can choose additional. You can choose a headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Headshot will go and hit that fucker and do additional 6 damage, which is 13 damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're using the one from before.
Yes,
Sorry,
we're
that's
using
why.
that
I thought
one,
it
yeah.
was a new roll. Though.
No, it's all good. It's
Never
all good.
mind.
So that's
Okay.
a total of 13 damage. That's mitigated by the resistance of this particular individual, and his resistance is 12.
Do I need to roll the damage though? The 2d10 minus 4?
Nope,
already
it's already
there.
rolled. If you take a look,
7.
it says 7
Oh, it did it
damage,
for me.
but because you got a headshot, you ping, you hit him right in the head, and you do
Why
13
is his
damage.
minimum damage 12?
That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be minimum damage 12.
No,
And-
it's
Oh,
fine.
you know what it is? It's because of the headshot. That's
okay,
why.
and armor damage is 3.
Right, which removes his 12 resistance and makes it an 8.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, so I definitely want to do that headshot then. Okay. And I do have a plasma rifle. I just double checked. He starts with a rifle, so.
Brutus,
Okay.
I love you, but now you have to
Let
go.
me see. I think his penetration value is not a 12, though. His penetration value is 4. So instead of doing 1 point of damage, you do 13 minus 4, which is 9. 9 damage! There you go. Very
What
nice.
is- Never mind, I'll ask you after we do the fake combat.
No problem. All right. And then it is Minguez's turn. Minguez, you shoot,
Take
I
the
think.
shot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And sorry if I miss because it's gonna hit Tony.
No, they're not in melee.
Yeah, you have to worry about it.
No.
It's only when they're in melee
I'm
that
gonna
you
be
shoot 'em.
shooting over his head anyway.
That's okay. As long as you have a single line of sight to your target, I think you should be fine.
You could also technically move there if you needed to.
Yeah, you can move up
I
to 2
didn't declare
squares.
I was gonna move.
You
Your
could do
friend
it as
Wrench
part of
just
your.
told you to-
You can do it as
Sorry.
part of your move.
Yeah, I was just gonna. So yeah, I don't have to declare movement if I'm just gonna like move my
If you're going to move your
What is
closing
that?
speed, yeah, exactly.
yeah closing speed. So yeah, I'll just close just up there so I shoot between.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. And then I'll take a little quick pot shot.
Go for it.
What's my target number?
10.
10. Okay. Success dice modifier is none. Submit. Skill dice modifier is pistol is 2.
No successes that time. You aim your plasma pistol and it just barrels down and dissipates. Please note that when you shoot, please reduce your ammo, folks,
By 1.
by however many you shot.
That's not automatic.
Nope.
All right.
Okay. And then we are at Tony.
All right, Tony has aimed and is shooting the heavy pistol. Target number is 10. Not a -1, a +1 to my success die. Nothing to my skill die.
1 success.
1 success plus an additional skill die success that I'm going to pump into damage.
Cool.
So that becomes 5 damage.
4 damage. Damage 3 plus 1, that's 4 damage.
Oh, wait, sorry. Minimum damage on this is 4.
Right, because you
Plus
can.
one from the skill success I got, plus another 1 from the additional skill success I got.
Oh,
from
I see. Yes,
Minguez.
from the additional one. Yeah.
So it actually becomes 6.
Cool.
And armor damage of 1.
All right, very nice. All right, so 4 damage is the prevention value or whatever, penetration value.
Okay.
So 6 minus 4 is 2, so you don't need 2 damage.
All right, and armor damage of 1. Whatever
Yes,
that
got
is.
that. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
All right, very nice. And then finally, we are at Basset.
And I'm gonna try and take a shot with my assault rifle. See if I can remember how to do this. There's the button. Target is 10. My success dice modifier is now +1 because of the crouch.
Because of the tactics.
because the tactics. Okay. And my skill dice modifier is also +1.
No, the tactics
No.
give you a +1.
Okay, and then the
On the
skill
skill
dice,
dice.
I'm gonna roll an extra d10 after, right?
No, you're just gonna get an additional skill dice success.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay, cool.
when
So you
you're
don't have to
putting
roll
it in,
anything for it. You just add +1 to whatever your skill successes
Exactly.
are.
this skill dice,
Okay,
yeah.
here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, fail.
That is a failure. So you
Wow.
fire
Oh.
your shot, and it misses completely. Bang.
God dang.
Okay, round is over. We're back to declaring. Basset,
Hang on, what?
we're back to declaring your actions.
That's round over.
Yep. I will aim again,
Okay.
even though it did nothing for me last time.
All right, Basset is aiming. Tony?
What's the fuck we're doing? Yeah, he hasn't moved much. I'm gonna aim again.
Okay. Minguez?
Minguez is going to try and move forward.
Okay. Just move?
Yeah.
Okay, then you can do up to 5 squares.
Yeah.
Harper.
All right. Harper is not going to aim, but he is going to fire with his plasma rifle. But what is the thing I can do where instead of just firing one shot, I fire 3?
You can do rate of fire is 3. So what that does is that adds +1 to your success. So when you roll, just add 1 to your success.
Yep.
And then reduce 3 from your ammo.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
It also increases your damage too.
Cool. All right.
Okay, and Davis.
Well, I'm already aiming. Might as well shoot. Yeah.
Solid. All right. What do you can just shoot regular or burst fire or what do you got? Like, what's your weapon?
Assault rifle.
Oh yeah, then absolutely. Yeah, you can do pump or auto.
Wait, what's the pump again?
No, I was just kidding. That was a single fire, burst, or full auto.
You know, I'm gonna go for a burst.
Okay, burst is 3. That'll give you a +1 to success and also additional damage if you hit, but it'll reduce your ammo by 3. How much ammo do you have in your clip?
30.
Oh, then you're fucking great. All right, the T-800 will move 2 squares forward towards you guys and aim at Basset. Over here, who's aiming at him.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Good music shift right there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Man, he just can't shoot anybody.
That's what I get for giving me an old man face.
Not today,
Christ.
Tin Head. Not today.
Yeah, I gotta make sure that I'm doing this the right way because I will continue on. Who is next in the turn order? Davis.
Right. So yeah, so I'm gonna like burst.
Do your
fire
burst. So
Alright,
that'll
so-
so when you shoot, you're gonna ask. It'll ask you for any success. You say 1, and then we're gonna add additional damage afterwards. From the
So target number is
always 10. It's always 10, folks.
so the success modifier is 0, right? Or
Success modifier is 1, right? Because you're doing burst.
So plus
And
1.
there's also a +1 from aiming too. So wouldn't it be +2?
That's true. It would be 2.
So 2. So skill dice modifier is 0, right?
Correct. 0 successes, and you did a burst fire, so you lost 3 ammo. Boom. Do I have a thing here? Let me see if I have a thing.
Damn it.
Oh, and Matt, just a
Don't.
quick question.
Yeah.
On my character sheet, it says my plasma pistol's got a clip of 30,
Mm-hmm.
but in my equipment it says it's 12 shots left. So does that mean?
Yeah, your pistol shouldn't have a clip.
Yeah. Yeah. So the
My
clip
pistol
is
has-
basically how much is in
Yeah.
your current gun at the time.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Is my clip supposed to be 12 or is it supposed to be 30?
If you have a plasma pistol, it should be 30. If you have a regular, like just bang bang gun, it should be 12.
Yeah, it's a plasma pistol apparently.
So
in
it should be
here,
30. Yep.
My bang bang gun only had 8, just for the record.
That's because you have a heavy pistol, which has
Ah.
8 rounds. It's not a plasma pistol.
but- Okay,
Got it.
and
Oh, gotcha.
apparently has 12 shots left in the equipment, so
That makes sense.
that means I've already used it a few times. before
Yeah,
then.
yeah. You guys are running low on
So-
ammo, it seems. All right.
Let's see.
Who are we at? Who actually went?
19.
Sorry, I lost track here.
The Terminator went, Davis went,
So,
I think it's
Harper. Yeah.
Harper's turn.
So just because I'm looking at the table with burst fire, it says that you can re-roll the success die.
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh.
Okay. Is it re-roll the success die instead of the +1?
You know what? I think I did it wrong. So you're right. You do get to re-roll the success die if you burst fire. So that's why there's that re-roll success button.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Now I get
Have to
it.
re-roll a success die.
Sure. Septur, you want to re-roll that success? Since you
Oh.
did burst fire? Hit that little button on the chat that says re-roll success.
Okay, so 10.
Yep.
Modifier.
Exactly
No.
the same.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you got one
Yay,
success.
nice.
So
Nice.
of your 3, one of them does go in, and it does the damage that you had, which was
11.
there. 11.
Jeez.
82.
2 armor damage.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, so 11 minus 5. Sorry, minus 2. So 11 minus 5. So you do 6 damage to him.
How's it looking?
Yeah, he's looking pretty shitty, but I mean, he's got bullet holes on him. His red eye is just sort of like menacing. You obviously that headshot didn't make him look any prettier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But he's just coming towards you like inexorably, just like. In fact, wait, hold up.
Uh-oh.
You have to jump it.
You hear like servos under the skin
Nice.
as he's slowly walking towards you. Okay. Now we are at we're at Harper.
Harper. All right. So I'm gonna roll it with burst. Target number 10 still. Success dice modifiers nothing. Right.
Correct.
Skill dice modifier. Do I still have the +1?
No, it was only used for that one turn.
So nothing there.
Correct.
All right. What do I got?
Ooh, no success.
Man.
And that was a single shot.
There's a single. Oh, that was a burst.
Oh, I didn't hear you say burst. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, it was,
So yeah, no
and
worries.
then re-roll success.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Cool. So same deal.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so yeah, your burst goes off, and you do 13 damage
And 3 armor damage.
and 3 armor damage.
Nice.
His armor is slowly like whittling down. Ting, ting, ting. Like you see, like instead of like where a normal person would be shot and like just to fall, you just see like sparks in the middle of his chest cavity, and he just looks down. It's like, nice. So you do instead of 13 damage, you do. Oh god damn! Look at that.
9, I think. Isn't his armor 4?
Well, now his armor is 2, so you do 11 damage to him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's looking pretty shitty at this point. He's got all kinds of but he's still moving towards you. You guys had shot him full of holes. And this is just one T-800, just one of them.
Get wrecked.
Awesome. Minguez, it's your turn.
You guys is moving forward.
Oh god.
Wow, bold, folks, bold.
She's a leader.
Are a bold one.
Got to lead from the front.
I always think. Okay. What you doing? That's it. You're just moving, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That was
what I
it.
declared.
Yeah, Tony.
Tony's aiming.
Okay. And Basset.
I'm aiming too, right? I said that.
You said.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
we have the
right.
aim
Yep.
marker on you. Yep.
Thank
All
you
right.
for putting the marker up. Yep, that's
Cool.
what's happening.
All right, Basset, declare.
I am gonna take a shot
Super.
with my assault rifle.
Fantastic.
Burst shot. Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Taking a shot with my +1 to success from the aim.
Solid. Same thing for both of you. Yep. Minguez.
Minguez is going to replicate the Terminator mode of attack and keep on moving forward with her gun raised. So she's going to move.
She's gonna move another 5.
Move another 2 and aim.
Moving
If that's
two.
possible.
You can't move and aim.
Can't move and aim. Well, then
Even
you'll just
your
aim.
closing speed?
Nope. You
Yeah,
can
that's
move.
what I was
You
just
can
gonna-
move your closing
yeah.
speed and shoot, but if you aim, you have to stay still.
Fair.
Okay,
Cool.
so
Got it.
I'm gonna move and aim. Shoot.
Move and shoot.
Yeah.
Solid. Harper.
All right. Quick question: Are we gonna carry over our equipment?
I
into
had
the-
that
into the
question too.
session?
Yes, it will be as if you were restocked in the May 19th session.
Okay. Okay, so we'll restock. All right. Well, Harper's feeling a little forlorn that this Terminator, this T-800 unit, hasn't fallen yet, so he's going to go full auto with his plasma rifle.
Oh fuck me! So that means
That's
you
what
get
I
to
should've done.
re-roll all your dice, and
Yeah.
you take 10 shots with your plasma rifle.
Yeah, with +4 damage.
Fuck me with a wooden spoon. All right, let's go.
All right.
Let's see it.
What? Not yet.
Well,
right?
no,
You
we
wanna
gotta
Oh,
go-
I
finish
know.
the round.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. They got to finish the round.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you just hear like the plasma wire rifles like whine, like. You're like, ah. Davis.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna stick to burst firing at this thing. At this
Okay.
bastard. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and the T-800 will declare his action. His declared action is to just drop and run
Oh.
Oh shit.
at Minguez.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's retreating again.
No,
Yeah,
the
that's okay.
Terminators don't
Yeah, no.
retreat.
By the way,
Nope.
Matt, I think I should have done 2 additional damage because of the burst fire from last time.
You're right because of the burst
Yeah.
fire. So that I will.
Unless it probably included that in the minimum damage, right? Like it's able
No,
time?
because he didn't say that he was burst firing, and so it doesn't take into an account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's fine. I'll remove 2 damage.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, the Terminator goes on his turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ship, 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 ship. Davis, it's your turn. Burst fire. So burst fire is just a straight attack. Davis. Septur.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was like, huh? Yeah.
Right.
So just straight attack, and then you get to reroll success. If you miss.
success?
Well, yeah. No, just do a straight roll. You don't have any additional success or skill dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
straight.
since you're burst firing, you will get to reroll the success if you miss. That is good that you there you go. So that's
just
and then just hit reroll success. One success.
Nice.
Excellent. So that hits. You lose 3 ammo from your assault rifle. You do. It looks like it says 6 damage, but minimum damage is 8. Oh, because of the armor damage. That's why, folks. Duh. Okay, so the armor damage is 2. You notice that the armor has been completely penetrated by your consistent attacks, folks. That the hyper alloy battle chassis is completely exposed.
Nice.
From this Terminator, who is essentially within reaching distance of Minguez at this point. Yeah. But yeah, you do 6 damage to it. You guys have pumped a lot of shots into this guy. I'm just letting you know. All right.
As if Arnold Schwarzenegger was bad enough.
Harper.
All right. So, a couple questions. Do I have line of sight to him without hitting?
You can always move, right? You can move your
even though
closing.
I didn't declare it.
You
Even though I
can,
didn't
as
declare
part
it.
of your ranged
can
attack.
move.
It's part of it.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that then. So I'm just gonna move there.
Yep.
All right. And yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot with my plasma rifle at full auto.
Full auto. Just like,
Yeah.
right in. All right.
Target number 10. No success dice modifier. No skill dice modifier.
Correct, but you get to
and
re-roll all dice.
Yeah. Oh, that's another good one.
Okay. That's really good.
I would
5
not reroll
successes.
any of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Cool.
All right. So same deal. The headshot again is
Ping.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Headshot +6 to damage, and he's stunned.
Is 4 a headshot or is 5 a headshot?
5 total. 5 total, right?
Oh, I
so
thought
1
it was
success
only-
plus 4 skill successes.
Oh, I thought it was only on your skill die. Okay.
Nope. So it's
Cool.
1 above. It's 4 above the standard success is a headshot.
Gotcha.
So hell yeah,
Full
absolutely.
auto into the head of this Terminator that's already low.
You just like fucking me, and he just like you just see his head just go like all of his skin sloughs off, and you see instead of this old decrepit man, you see this.
Dope.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And,
scary.
like, all of
it's
his-
so much worse now.
It's so much
Love
worse. Burning red eyes, full of hatred. And he's still up, even with all the fucking damage that you poured into him. 16 damage.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if Terminators can be stunned. I don't think that they can be. I'll have to take a look later. I'm going to go ahead with the assumption that they can't be.
There's just one fucking Terminator.
No, why could he move and shoot? I thought you had
You
to pick
can
one.
move
You
your
can move
closing
your-
distance and do any ranged attack.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which is 3 meters, right? Closing
2.
distance is 3.
2.
Well, it depends
2
on who
meters.
you are.
Yeah. Most of
Got
you
it.
guys have a closing distance of 2.
Okay.
Move your closing distance. Okay.
I don't know if closing distance changed. I think only regular distance changes.
Cool. All right. That is Harper's turn. Minguez.
Well, Minguez was going to move 2 spaces forward because that's a closing speed, but there's a Terminator there.
There
now.
is. So you can now use an auxiliary action instead.
Could I do
Or you can
something
attack at
fun?
a -2.
Could I do something fun
Always.
that plays into Minguez's interests, we'll say?
Sure.
She wants to stick a grenade into the chest cavity of this Terminator.
Oh God.
Someone has
or
recently watched
some
P1.
kind of explosive.
Yeah.
Do you
right.
have an explosive? Let's start with that.
I don't have grenades, but
Okay.
I do have explosives, apparently.
Okay,
Explosive
those
charges.
explosive charges. Okay, those are wonderful charges. I don't think they're the kind of charges that would be used against Terminators. They would be more like charges to blow open a door, or charges to You would set it and then like wait about 20 seconds.
well,
right.
instead, charges and detonators, so...
Yeah, I think that although I would love for you to use this charge against a Terminator, it would be unavailable for you to do so at this point in time.
And also,
Yeah.
you might blow all of us up too.
Distinct possibility. Yes.
We remember how Reese died.
Yes. Minguez is probably a little wiser than that.
Well, then Minguez is still going to follow what she was going to do and get it right close to this Terminator and put it in her
Oh, that's
plasma
so
pistol.
dumb.
Plasma pistol right
Do I have to
next
give
him.
you? Do I have to give you another pre-generated character for the 19th session? I mean, I have one. Whatever. All right, so you move into engagement range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
and plasma pistol right in her face.
Yeah, because you do realize that.
Minguez, what are you
now,
doing?
If I don't get a success on one of my success die, I'm gonna shoot your ass.
Yep, that's
right?
true, yeah.
You get that? You get that? That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Minguez is
Yeah.
You made your choice.
bold. Yes. Terminator just like look down. You're like,
Shoot point blank.
the fuck.
So what's my target number?
All right. So what you're gonna do is well, first of all, you can't.
You actually can't shoot.
Yeah,
in
you
melee
can't
range, yeah.
shoot in melee.
I can't shoot. Well, I've
Can't
got-
shoot any weapons in melee range. We talked about this.
Well, I do have some melee weapons.
You
so-
do have melee weapons, so you can get in there and start cracking heads.
Yeah.
I think that swapping weapons is a round action, though.
That is correct. Changing weapons is in action.
Pistol whip him.
You could do that.
Unless I just punch him.
You could just
Yeah,
punch
yeah.
him. Dude, punch him in the face.
Exposed.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just try a punch
What if you
because it's
take him
going to
out
be
by
fun.
punching him in the face?
I've seen weirder things happen.
I don't think unarmed attacks do armor damage, though. So
They do not. But his armor has been completely shredded by your attacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's all gone. Oh, good to know.
So what's my target number?
You're trying to
Two
hit him?
punches
It's 10.
Terminator.
10. It's always 10.
Okay. Success dice. No success dice modifier. Skill dice. Let's see. Just gotta find. Where is it?
Get the fuck away from my fucking squad! Bing! And the head just goes. I can't wait. I want to see
Well,
this.
it's punch or kick, so I'm thinking more of a kick.
Sure. Kick his head off. Let's go.
Roundhouse kick.
I'm just trying to find the skill that I need.
Oh no, it's in the melee. If you look at the melee attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click it. It says kick punch.
Strength 2, so. That's it.
Nope, that's a 0. You're just like, ping, ah!
My hand.
And it would have been with a -2. It would have actually been with a -2 as well, right? An A attack is with a -2 if you use it as an auxiliary.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Minguez's. It's now Tony's turn. Tony.
All right. I was looking to see if I could do something fun with hope points. If I can come up with anything, I'm gonna move my closing speed to right here. And honestly, Tony's a cold-blooded motherfucker. And Minguez chose to walk in there.
Yep.
So
Do it.
heavy pistol shot incoming.
Okay. You
Target.
need a
wait.
success.
I gotta cancel this because I do have +1 because I aimed on my last round.
Cool. Yes, you do. That's right.
Gotta do that, so I have to cancel.
If
this
you do
again.
not get a success, you will shoot your friend.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Minguez made her choice.
Cool.
10,
She made a choice.
1 success dice, 0 skill dice mod.
Oh no!
Sorry, Minguez.
Bam!
5 damage.
So 5 damage and armor damage of 1. So the good news is that it's actually mitigated mostly by your armor.
Yeah.
So your armor goes down from 17 to 16, and all the damage is absorbed. However, because you
Wait,
watched
You had an armor of 5?
no, he had an armor of 17.
Do I?
Oh, you said all the damage. Okay,
I don't think I do. I have this armor of 17.
Sorry.
I'm
I beg your pardon.
confused
Armor-
between
So,
okay, so this is the question. I
Armor
need to
damage is
clarify.
1. Armor damage of 1.
Yes.
Your PV is 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So that means that you actually only take 1 point of damage.
Okay. So that's the question. So the resistance value on the armor is what gets knocked down by armor damage.
Correct.
The PV is how much
damage
your
gets
armor
mitigated.
absorbs.
You got it.
Cool. That was the
Okay.
thing. That was the thing that I wasn't clear on. That I was like, I'm going to ask you after, and I'm like, no, wait, it's
Yes.
becoming important. I need
Yes,
to know.
yes. PV
All right,
is
cool.
important.
All right.
Okay,
thank you.
so
now I understand.
that's 1 damage.
So it's 1 damage to your armor and 1 damage to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, because you've watched one of your friends be shot by another person, everyone does in fact take some willpower damage.
Do I also take that?
You
on
do
when I the
especially.
shooting?
You do
Okay.
especially. Although you said
How
he was a cold-blooded motherfucker.
I mean, if you look like there's a thing in his bio about him being brutal. So
Yep.
how much willpower do we lose?
You lose 2 willpower.
Oof.
And did we also lose some from seeing a Terminator?
Yes.
We did that at the very beginning. You should have. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, your willpower should go down.
And our willpower is under encumbrance.
Correct.
Yes.
How much total is it going down by right now?
So right
So
now,
that's-
if you see, it should be down 4 from your max.
From whatever your initial was. Yeah.
Thanks. All right.
Ooh, man, I'm seeing all these bars drop. Same thing for you, Davis. Oh no, you dropped. You just dropped your armor instead of your willpower, my friend.
Yes.
Wait, did I?
Yeah, you dropped your armor from 12 to 8.
Yeah.
Never tell. Wait, so it's the blue one, right?
It's the blue one, baby.
Yeah.
It's the blue one.
Yeah.
And we lost.
Blue ones
You've
will.
lost 4 so
Red's
far.
armor. Green's health.
Yeah, you got it. All right, that's Tony's turn. Sorry, Tony. All right, and then finally Basset. What was your action, Basset? Your,
To shoot?
The action was to
To shoot,
shoot,
aim.
right?
Do it.
Yep. That's the
Do it.
thing Basset said they were going to do.
All right.
Do it.
I have to commit to that now?
No, you could fail. You could
Do
choose
it.
another action. You can attack in a different way, but you'd have a -2 too.
Do it. Just do it.
God, you guys is like gluttons for punishment.
All right, Cap. If that's your order. All right. Fuck it. I'll shoot her. Fine.
All right. there you
Take
go.
him out, Basset.
I said I was gonna go burst shot too, so that's not great.
That's right.
That's
You get to
That's the
reroll
thing
that
with-
success though. That's a good thing.
that is okay. That is a good thing, as long as I don't shoot the captain 3 times. All right, 10 success dice modifier goes up because the burst, or
Modifier doesn't change anything. It's just the
Modifier.
damage.
You were aimed, so your modifier is still 1.
My skill dice goes up 1, or my success dice goes up 1.
Nope, nothing goes up with the burst fire.
But both
Just-
the aiming.
Oh, the aiming? Yes, the aiming gives you either success or skill. You choose.
Take the success plus.
Success? I'm gonna go skill dice. I'm gonna go
Well,
skill.
considering
I
you've
feel
got a
like-
person like who's might be like
that's true.
shot. She
As
shot
long
it.
as-
Oh
but-
no!
Oh, that's horrible. Is it even
Make
is
a
it even
better
worth
choice.
re-rolling of my? Oh my god.
No,
Well-
yeah, because you could re-roll your success.
Here we go.
Wait, you said you were taking the skill, yeah? So
Well,
you
no,
have
I
it-
did.
Did you say you were taking? You didn't. You took the.
I did. I put the a +1 bonus to the skill. That's all I
No,
did.
that's not what it was supposed to be. It's in a skill dice success.
Oh.
So that means that you have a skill dice success.
Here, let's do this.
If you
Ready?
re-roll your success and get it, then you
Okay.
Re-roll your success because of the burst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Total dice modifier is 0
No, +1.
+1.
Skill
+1.
dice or success dice modifier is still +1 from your
Right,
aim.
because you're aiming.
no,
Oh
still
no!
there.
Zero
Oh,
successes.
I'm
Basset.
sorry, Minguez.
It's still technically a skill dice success.
Blam! You shoot Minguez again. Everybody takes 2 willpower.
No.
Again.
Minguez, I'm so
Everyone does.
sorry.
Bam! Bam! Minguez is getting shot. The Terminator's just like coming down on her. Minguez, you take 2 armor damage, right? Which
Terminator's
brings
work's being done for him.
and your damage is 7 minus 4, so you take 3 damage.
We're like, what are we doing? We can't stop. Just keep shooting.
God damn it! All right. So here's the thing, folks. It's 1:18 in the morning. We can go one more round because this thing is pretty close to death.
All right.
But you've shot
we
your
can
captain twice, and you guys are starting to
Have an
feel it.
I
One
have
more
an
round.
idea.
All right, Basset, declare.
I'll just finish Minguez off, I guess.
You win if you shoot Minguez to death.
Hold on, I'm gonna ramp up our music here. Hold on,
Oh no.
I'm gonna ramp up our
no.
music. Hold on.
No,
hold
I
on.
gotta sleep after this.
I
Matt.
know. I'm
gonna
sorry.
Get my adrenaline up.
There we go. Let's go. Come on. Let's
Oh,
go.
Jesus.
Let's go.
Full auto.
Basset,
Full auto.
full
Okay.
auto.
Yeah.
All right, Basset. Basset chooses full auto.
I choose violence.
I choose violence. Tony, what do you choose?
I will try and take this aim marker off of me. Remind me how the charge rules work again. I get
You can
to-
charge up to your charge.
Oh wait, I don't even need to. I can get in range right here.
Yes, you
on
can.
Closing speed.
Yep.
I'm gonna close in melee attack. Well, charging gives me extra damage. Oh, but I would have to back. Okay, yeah, no. I
Yeah,
can't
you
charge,
can't
I'm
be
too
like
close.
back up, back up, back up, charge. Yeah, you have to be
I'm
a
gonna
certain
come
amount
up
of.
and- Oh,
Yeah, you're
shit.
too close to
Okay,
charge.
maybe- I was gonna just like run up and try and knife it in the face.
You still can. You can still move in and then knife it in the face, right? Because you can go
deciding if
diagonally
I'm
up.
deciding if it's worth it because my gun does better damage,
Mhm.
but I have a better melee weapon skill.
Mhm.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna walk up and try and stab it in the face.
Tony pulls out his knife and he sort of like flips his grip. Minguez, you watch this. What do? You see
Minguez,
death coming at you.
Minguez will, seeing that Tony's got his knife out, she'll get her knife out, and I don't
Minguez has
think she
no
can aim
survival
with her
instinct,
knife.
clearly. No, you cannot aim with melee
Minguez has
weapons.
a serious problem.
This is the last
So
round.
she's gonna
Cody,
get
so-
out
This
her.
is literally when Minguez should be running the fuck away. I'm
Exactly.
putting it out there.
Okay, Harper.
So Harper sees that Minguez and Tony both have their knives out. He's like, "Fuck yeah, this is it!" He pulls out his combat knife. And he gets ready to stab at it too. He's ready.
Amazing, amazing.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Davis, what are you doing?
What is happening?
What is
right
wrong
now?
with all of you?
You guys are
What is
amazing.
wrong with all of you?
Do I have a line of
Let's-
sight
let's
so I
just
don't
cut him to
accidentally shoot Minguez?
It doesn't matter. Minguez is in melee range, so if you shoot, you could fire and hit her.
I'm better off aiming at this point.
Okay, so you're gonna aim. You got it.
Yeah, I don't want to hit.
It wouldn't matter even if you aimed. You would reduce the chances of you hitting her, but it's still not zero. All right, Davis, everybody, Harper, Minguez, Tony, Basset. The T-800 just reaches out with its like its arm, like the arm at the end of the first Terminator movie, and just like grabs
Oh no.
at Minguez, just right around the throat.
What's gonna happen?
Here we go.
Why did any of you get close to it? I don't understand.
This is session 0.
got
It's
close to us.
experimentations.
Hold up.
I mean, I literally have a character trait that is making Tony do this, but
Here we go. It's gonna just do a single unarmed attack with its ridiculous 7 strength.
oh god,
Yeah.
We could have just kept our distance.
Could have.
we did.
Yes.
It kept closing the distance.
Here we go.
Correct.
That's what they do. That's all they do. Sorry. One success.
Oh yikes! 6 damage.
6 damage. 7 damage, technically. Actually.
Uh-oh.
7
No armor
damage.
damage, though.
No armor damage. So your
So-
armor is so it's 3 damage to you. The interesting thing is when Terminators get in close and they make an attack like this, they automatically stun their target.
Oh shit!
So, currently the Terminator has Minguez and like just gripping Minguez around the throat, and you just hear the servos of the fingers like closing around Minguez's throat, and you hear like, and like the Terminator just lifts her off the ground. Davis, what do you do? You're aiming. Harper, what are you doing?
Minguez, you're gonna live, buddy. And I'm just gonna move forward, and I'm gonna stab, gonna slice at the T-800 with my combat knife.
Cool.
Target number 10. No success dice modifier. No skill dice modifier. Like, yeah.
You got
They're
it.
made of metal.
Yes.
They're made of metal.
Okay, that's 1 success. 3 damage.
Is it
Plus
is it 3
2.
successes?
It's 3 successes, so you get a plus 2 damage, so it's actually 5 damage total.
And 1 armor damage. Well, armor damage.
Or, well, there's no more armor, so you can't mitigate what isn't there.
What are my other options?
So this thing, yeah, you hit him. You can hit him hit him in an arm, but right now his arm is like Minguez is like on his hand right now. He's lifting Minguez onto the ground. So I'm assuming that you went for 5 damage.
Yeah. There's other things I can do, but for sake of tonight,
Solid.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, so you take your combat knife and you just jam it right into the side of this thing's head. Chink! And it like sticks in the metal, and you just hear it go, and then just like its head just swivels down to you, like, and its eyes start to flicker. You see like little like sparks coming out of its head. Minguez, what do you do?
Stunned, aren't I?
Stunned.
That's right. Tony, what do you do?
This fight is bullshit, mate. He's gonna run up and try and stab it in the neck and sever its head.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's go.
Target 10, no mods.
That's a success.
Yeah!
Oh
Nice.
shit!
Fuck
Lot
yeah,
of
that's
successes.
3 skill dice. I
Better
could
than
hit,
1 damage.
actually, I can hit an arm. I'm gonna hit the arm that is holding Minguez up in the air.
Smart.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna wound it in the arm and hold on,
yeah,
because I can do this now.
yeah.
Because I just inflicted a wound.
Yes, you did.
Where is it? I'm gonna use one of my body hope points to tear right through them.
Cool.
When faced with a life and death encounter, sometimes the might one can muster from only their hands is beyond compare. This feat may be used when a hand-to-hand attack inflicts a wound. The target instantly loses an additional 4 hit points.
So how much?
Cool.
How many hit
Nice.
points total do you just did damage? Did you
So
just do?
I just inflicted 9 hit points.
Okay.
With my knife.
So here's the cool thing: when Terminators hit 0 hit points, I get to roll a d10, and I get to roll from the Terminator down table an 8. Sensors are dangling loose. Which actually that has to be done at a certain point in time. You know what? We're running out of time. I don't have the time to do this shit. Sarah, narrate to me how Tony takes him out.
Tony just comes flying in, leaps through the air on that closing distance, brings the knife down square into its shoulder so that it drops Minguez on the ground, and then just angles it back up into its skull from the bottom,
Amazing.
severing the connections, and its eyes go black.
Ugh, amazing. And it's just like thunk, just falls to the ground. 800 pounds of metal, just a thud on these skulls, and just crunch as half a dozen skulls are just completely shattered by the enormous weight of this thing, and releases the grip on Minguez's throat.
I catch
did it.
Minguez on the way down and kind of support him. I got you, buddy.
And yeah, that's combat.
We did it, y'all, through the power of friendship.
Nice. Power friendship.
Oh man, so that's the way this game can work. Cool.
So,
What'd you think?
That was
it's gonna be
fun.
so much fun.
I'm glad I got to use unarmed because I was just like, fuck, I'm an unarmed. I'm a melee combat specialist. If all we fight are Terminators, I'm useless. I feel like they would not have put a melee combat specialist in here if there wasn't a need for him, because otherwise there'd just be one player who's like, why am I playing this character, man?
Terminators still take damage from really, because I think Tony's really strong from what I remember.
He's got a 4, yeah.
So he can do some serious damage on a Terminator, but Terminators are tough. They got a lot of armor, they got a lot of hit points, and obviously they can take a beating.
I look back at combat when we're talking about headshot needs to be 5 or more skill dice successes, not total.
It should say it in the chat, like when you get a headshot, when you get an arm shot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I don't think it does. One other thing, I want to see if this does it really quickly. I want to change my rate of fire and make a roll.
I don't know if it can do that.
Well, you can. There's a drop down. I just want
Yeah.
to see if it.
Oh, okay.
It gave me. It always gives me a -1 on recoil.
That should be baked in.
But then it gave me damage regular +1/+2. So what's okay? So let me.
We can
see
figure
what
it out. Don't worry about it. Sarah.
I was just curious about that because it is in there. There's a little drop down where you can change the rate of fire before you roll.
Yes, you can. I just didn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're going to re-roll the dice and add the damage anyway. Anywho, that's the system.
This is gonna
What'd
be
y'all
awesome.
think?
This is gonna be so much fun.
I loved it. Very crunchy.
It's super crunchy, but it can be
Yeah.
also sort of manipulated to be a lot more fluffy, and like a lot of narrative shit can happen.
It's
It does
Definitely-
change your damage.
Good.
It's definitely more tactical for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot of things we shouldn't do.
Yes.
Yeah, like
oh, that's good.
charging.
Don't charge into a Terminator. Yeah, they actually say it in the book, like, don't go
It's a
near
bad
these
idea,
things.
yeah.
It's bad. You're gonna have a bad time.
That's why Tony didn't do it until the very
hell,
end when it had
fucking-
Minguez by
That's
the
why you
throat,
better
and he's
check
just
these
like,
things.
fuck.
I literally just got done watching Terminator 1. That
Mhm.
boyfriend guy. Ugh.
Oh, that was dumb. He's like, I'm gonna bust you up, man. And the Terminator's like, really?
Well,
Like,
he
honestly.
was trying. He was literally just trying to give Sarah time to get away. Like that.
No,
was
no, no, no,
heroic.
no. I'm talking about the boyfriend of
Oh, that
Ginger.
boyfriend. He-
Ginger's
he didn't
boyfriend.
He didn't fucking know what was going on, man. He thought it was just a weird intruder.
Yeah.
Though even then, like Arnold Schwarzenegger bursts into your house, I'm gonna fuck you up. No, you're not.
Yeah. He threw him through a door.
Yeah, he fucking did.
Oh, that was
No,
great.
like Reese at the end, like that was heroic.
That was true.
heroic self-sacrifice.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, he knew he was dead.
But that's why when he's like, I want to stick it in his ribcage, I'm like, don't do that. That's a bad idea. We're all gonna die.
Indeed. And that's just one Terminator against 5 of you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We should definitely look up the range, explosion radius of a grenade.
Yes, grenades are
Yes.
helpful. Yeah, explosives.
radius damage
But
specifically.
this is very much like a Call of Cthulhu. Like, if it's clear the creature is kicking your ass, run the fuck away.
Indeed. Unless you have no choice but to continue on with the mission.
Yeah, it's true.
Live
But even
fight
the
another
rules
day.
say that if you just try to keep running when you could be fighting, then you're going to get backed into a corner.
Septur, any thoughts before we close out here, Chief? I know you want to say something.
I mean, not a whole lot to say other than, no, yeah, I actually find this rather enjoyable. Actually,
Cool,
It's-
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in. God, there were a lot of people for tonight's session, and this is just a
Nice.
session 0, yo.
Yeah.
Come
when-
back for the real thing, kids.
That's right. When the Terminator RPG comes out in the next few weeks, give it a shot. It sounds it's got some really great art. Obviously, in the breaks, you guys saw some of that really cool art that comes with the book. And obviously the time frames and all of the different weapons and all the different Terminators that you can use. So cool, so really awesome. And I'm psyched to have a go at it.
I can't wait.
And episode 1 will
I
be
am
in 2 weeks.
Super
In 2 weeks.
digging this acoustic Terminator theme that's playing right now. I am digging this shit.
I'll send you
out of
the
this. This is
MP3.
Great.
It's really good.
Yes,
It's really good.
please.
There's a
Are you gonna play this
storm
like during the
coming.
intro? Because it's great.
I gotta get. This is like the cool down music. Right?
These are like,
at the end of a
the quiet
yoga.
moments.
This
yeah.
is like the introspective. There's a storm.
This
coming.
is the quiet moments. We've just come out of combat. Someone has definitely died.
Yes.
We're decompressing.
We loved a lifetime's worth.
God.
Minguez.
There are so many moments in that movie that I'm like, this is so cheesy, but I still love it
It's a good movie.
deeply.
All right,
It's a great
folks.
movie.
I think we're out because it's time to go to bed. It's 1:30 in the morning. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We're going to see more of these folks around the table May 19th. You can check them out in their respective socials. Just check over here for the thingy dingies. And until then, folks, remember.
Wait. Can I-
Oh, Sarah, go ahead. Yeah, plug.
I'm sorry,
I
Friday the
I need to
13th.
plug. I need to plug next week.
plug it.
So you'll see 3 of us next week, myself, Matt, and Ashley, for a very special Slices and Dices fundraiser. For those of you who've been following us for a long time, my husband is occasionally known as the singing kobold because you'll hear him singing in the background. I'm surprised you didn't hear him tonight. He was singing when he got home. But he has been invited to a summer program in Italy to study opera and Italian intensively for 1 month. And we are doing a GoFundMe to raise money for that. And next week, we're doing a very special opera-themed fiasco role-playing game to fundraise money for this adventure that we're sending him on. And P.S. if you love me, I'm joining him at the end of it so we can finally go on our honeymoon because we got married during COVID. So like we need to make sure he can go so that I can go. But really, it's about I've been to Italy. Really, it's about him. But so we're going to play an operatic themed fiasco. It's going to be a gigantic, amazing, beautiful disaster. We've got lots of great players coming. And so please come and join us next week for that.
Thank you, Sarah. Awesome.
And now, Matt.
Oh, I'm through. I'm through with all you.
No, you have a really nice thing to say. Please say the nice thing.
Remember, take care of each other.
But don't forget to take care of yourselves.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
How do I break my little hand?
Oh
Like,
my
I put a finger right here.
That's the rudest thing I've ever done.
I loved that so much.
That's so rude. So I'm like,
I
I'm gonna
can't-
read all the rules for this game. I'm gonna be such a good guest. They're gonna invite me back.
I can't kick you out of fiasco now. It's too late. But also, this is the kind of energy I need you to bring.
I
so
can't
it's great.
I can't win. I can't win. But you know what? I don't want to. That's it. I'm
Love
done.
you guys.
All right, folks,
for
we're
having
out. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy. Bye.